subscribe button.
Hey, real quick, are we all gay?
That's what happens on this show pretty frequently.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you drop a comment below.
Also, go buy tickets to Philly and Chicago. I got an itchy butthole today.
Like off the top like that, dude.
Dude, I wanted to set the tone. I want to come out and hit someone in the mouth. Let everyone know.
Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Let everyone know what kind of day it's going to be today.
And all of a sudden he tells you about an itchy asshole.
Dude, I was walking to work today, and I was like,
man, I'm thinking about my own now. I'm like, wait a minute, how am I doing?
I was like doing stretches on the
stomach.
stomach.
Now I'm literally uncomfortable. It's making me like, I have like a stomach, like a,
Better than an itchy butthole, bro.
Dude, it feels good when you get it though, right?
yeah, but it just comes right back. I think I got a mosquito bite on it.
Yo, you know what's wild? Does it if I'm somewhere I sleep out, I don't have like clean clothes. If I don't take a shower, I put on like yesterday's boxers. Why does everything get itchy?
I think
what is that?
That's what it was. That's what I did yesterday.
You put on yesterday's boxers?
So I fucking came home. I came to work, had an interview, went home, worked out, showered, went to go meet my buddy for Celtics game, but I put on the same clothes I wore to work.
Yes.
So I put on.
But what is
that?
I
was only wearing those underpants for like 2 hours. It felt like a waste to just put them right in the laundry.
I totally.
So I put them on, and guess who's got an infected butthole today?
Guess who it is? It's John.
Dude,
but what is that? Why is?
Corner of the seat today.
Why? Jackie's gonna quit, man. Jackie's an intellectual now. She's talking about Ben
like
Franklin. She can't do itchy asshole talk.
That Emily Ratajkowski like Photoshop.
Yeah.
She's sitting on the fire hydrant.
But I just don't get why. Like, it's not like the boxers are like, filthy or whatever. Like, what happens to the fabric that it just jumps to your body and makes you all itchy?
I don't know, man.
But it does.
It's
weird. You
put on
like even just worn clothes, not even like dirty clothes. Just you wore them yesterday, and you're gonna be itchy all over. I got the fucking I'm itchy all from that. Fuck. God damn you, John. Go buy tickets to Philly. I swear to fucking God, if we don't sell out, we'll still do the show, and then I'm gonna come and I'm gonna blow up the fucking city.
Oh no, I might. If it doesn't sell out, I might bribe Bert to be like, hey, make the trip this weekend.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Make all you motherfuckers pay. Yeah, everybody who does buy tickets, you're gonna get a fucking show.
I actually still haven't made the call. I have to make a call. We might have a very special guest. So you might get a double show.
Ooh.
We talked about this. I think we say this every time I say that.
Yeah, you could get a special show. Yeah. But buy your tickets. It's going to be a good show anyway. We know exactly what we're doing now. The live shows are all awesome. We're going to be at the Fillmore in May 19th. Someone said to me, it's a Thursday night. That's why. The fuck? It's a 1 hour show on a Thursday night. It's not like it's a fucking like 5 hour concert.
You'll be home.
You'll be done.
You don't even have to get a babysitter.
You'll be done by like 9 o'clock.
Leave the kids there.
Yeah.
They'll be
You
fine.
can legitimately leave your kids in front of the iPad, run to our show, watch it for like an hour and 15, get back home. They'll still be watching the same fucking YouTube.
If you want to waste money on a babysitter, I'll reimburse you, but you don't just fucking put some food in the dog bowl, fucking put the TV on, come to the show. You'll be right back. It's fucking easy.
Buy the fucking tickets. Leave a comment below. Last time I had you comment who had better hair, Jackie or Feidelberg. I think Feidelberg won that one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Jackie, Jackie, you look like a nice brunette, though.
I mean.
You know what it is? Can I tell you what it is?
What is it?
I don't want to. This might be a rude thing to say. I don't know the rules. You gotta, if you want to be blonde, you gotta bleach your eyebrows too.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Well, then you're not gonna be blonde.
Why would that be rude?
Honestly,
I don't know. I don't want to talk about anybody's appearance.
The picture of me photoshopped onto Ben Franklin, where we both have the same brown hair.
Yeah.
Like his haircut, I was kind of like, that looks good on me.
Yeah, you look great as a brunette.
I should just go back to being a brunette.
If you don't do the eyebrows, no one's ever gonna think you're blonde.
No,
take you seriously.
thick eyebrows.
That's what blondes have.
Why am I taking like advice from?
I don't know. Why would you
anybody
take advice from anybody?
People do.
Why would you take advice from straight guys on what it takes to look like a pretty girl?
Yeah.
I'm fucking telling you.
Listen, we are two straight white men. We're dealing out a lot of advice for ladies these days, and
I'll tell you what.
you want to catch some about the hair? I'll tune you up on that too if you want. I did
boy.
think about coming out as pro-life recently.
For any reason?
Just
For the takes?
so all the ladies in my past could be like, oh yeah, well what about this time? And I can go, told you I fuck. And they go, but seriously, let women make decisions about their own bodies.
I was dancing around it today on the radio. I was like, I don't want to talk about this, but like, what guy? And I'm pausing in my head because I'm like, I don't know what I can and can't say, but here I can definitely say it. I was like, what guy wouldn't want the option to have an abortion?
Yeah, bro, I am pro-choice.
Like you are. I am pro-death. I'm like, kill them. Whoops.
I already caught two.
This is what I mean. I can't get going. But like when you're a kid,
Bro.
when you're a kid and having sex, when you don't want to have any kids and you're an adult, when if you don't have the money, like all these reasons, I love knowing that there's a safety belt, a safety net of like, well, we know what's gonna happen if this happens, right?
Dude, I thought that it was. We'll be brief with this.
That's what I said last time, and I wasn't. But let's be brief.
I thought that.
I already said I'm pro-death, so
I saw, I think, Time tweet out like an article last night. It was like, these are the states where like abortions become immediately illegal, and I thought it was gonna be like the two. I thought it was gonna be like Texas and Florida.
it's
like all of them.
It's 50-50.
It's crazy.
It's like 25 and 25. It's
like,
wild.
It was. I thought it was just gonna be Texas and Florida, like the ANOs.
No, it's
America
a lot.
name only, where it's like, yeah, not really. We don't
Right.
claim you.
Right.
But no, it's everywhere. And if Jack, I'm gonna give you some more advice right now. I always think back in situations like this. I think back to an old blog we wrote way back in the day, early Barstool. I believe it was in Nicaragua. I could have the town mistaken. And the ladies said, if we do not get a highway
Right.
to
We're not gonna
town,
fuck you.
we are done fucking.
Yep. And they got a fucking highway.
It might be that highway got made quick, fast.
Yeah. If we can't get rid of babies, you ain't making them anymore.
Yeah. Like, all right,
Guess
fine.
what? Guess what? You'll get that abortion real quick.
And I agree. It's probably pretty difficult to hold out, and it's probably it shouldn't fall on you, but it seems like it's going to.
I was gonna say it's up to you. Sorry.
And I think I think it was Nicaragua. It was. I'm gonna see if we can find it.
It was somewhere in South America.
Yeah,
or Central America. I know. Yeah, no. It was. It like the power of the pussy is the thing for a reason. Wield it. Use that power.
Or like somebody fucks all the Congress people, gets them all. I don't even think that this shit works anymore.
Right.
But I think that
it's like, guess what? Now you're gonna have a child with me.
Yeah.
And those,
And
you
then-
know what those people do?
Oh, that's
they
what
get
you're gonna do.
abortions.
Yeah.
Those are the same people who like are against gay marriage, but they're sucking dick behind closed doors.
But I doubt that
These
they
are-
even have a swimmer or whatever that works. Like
Yeah,
they're
no.
fucking old.
Jackie gets hot about abortion.
I really. this is the one
Yesterday,
thing.
someone in this room said, "Don't you not want to have to use condoms?" What do you think it was?
The gay one.
No, there's a.
Oh, don't you not want to use condoms?
Yeah, she was like, it's so much better without condoms.
Just don't get it.
You thought you said not use condoms? Did you think I thought?
You think this guy gives a shit about abortion?
Yeah. Did you
No,
think
I-
I said
I-
don't
so
you
like,
want
do
to
it,
use
don't do
condoms?
it.
I was
Whatever.
thinking more of the other A
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, stick it in. Yeah.
We're the other life ruining A
Lot
word.
of A words
Well, the
here.
abortion doesn't ruin life. The abortion
Saves lives.
the ruin.
Well, it kills lives, but it saves lives.
Yeah.
It's your life that gets saved.
Right.
The baby's life that,
Yeah, if
that
it's
ends
me or you, it's gonna be
immediately.
you every time.
It's the baby's life that gets snuffed out right away.
One of us are dying. I have bills. You don't.
I love this show. All right. We got Brendan Schaub on the show today. Monster episode appearance. He's like a third chair today. So we're going to jump into Am I the Asshole and voicemails, and then we'll get right to Brendan because it's like a 2-hour episode where we chop it all up with
Wait,
him.
real quick. This is another thing I thought of on the way to work today. What happened? I feel like there was a revolution in my life. I feel like I was around for it when doggy bags became a thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like
Doggy bags like for leftovers?
no, for poops.
Okay.
And what happened before that?
You mean poop bags?
poop bags?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, doggy poop bags.
You have a lot of your words are like just off these days. Johnny Popper, doggy bags, there's just off.
You know what I mean?
I think that did become a thing. I think somebody probably like monetized that shit.
So, but I saw someone pick up the dog's poop today, and
rarity.
what happened before that? Before those bags?
People probably had to bring plastic bags, or they just didn't
right.
pick it up.
That's what was poop just everywhere.
I bet you people didn't pick it up, and then someone was like, we need to fix this problem. How can we do it? Well, if we give everyone in the world these fucking bags, will you do it then?
So were dogs not as prevalent as they are now, or was there just poop all over the
I
place?
think there's poop all over the place.
That's crazy.
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe when they say curb your dog, doesn't that mean like have them shit and piss on like?
No, I think it means leave them outside.
Leave them outside. I thought that was
I think
like
so.
Because the picture always just kind of has them.
I think he's just got them on a leash, right?
And that just means like leave them on.
I think it means like you
like
can't bring
don't bring them inside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that had something to do with like
I think
don't
so.
shit in the
I
middle
don't
of the
know for
fucking
sure.
sidewalk. Otherwise, yeah, I feel like because listen, if I don't have a bag, like I don't know. Sorry.
Dog means to prevent them from peeing or pooping on your neighbor's lawn.
Okay, so it did have something to do with that.
That's weird. I see that all the time.
I see that also where there's not lawns.
Yeah.
But whatever. If I don't have a bag or something picked up, that shit's staying on the floor. Sorry. And I know that's rude or whatever, but it's just fucking staying.
Yeah.
Same way that if I bring you a bottle of liquor, I'm taking it back.
When they do a double shit, it's like, what the fuck was that?
I
bro?
only had one. I'm not taking my socks off. I'm not doing any of that ridiculous shit. There's just
People take their
fertilizer.
socks off?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Tom.
Yeah. Come on. It's like just leave the poop in the bag. It's gonna rain soon. It'll be fine.
I walk by human feces all the time. I'm like,
Well, yeah.
yeah. So like, I don't know. I don't have a
Why would you
problem
pick that
about leaving. No, but I'm just saying like
Oh,
that dog
that's
poop is
that's the
there's-
least of the
yeah,
problems.
it's not.
There's human
It's not
shit
an
everywhere.
issue.
Yeah.
Walking the streets of New York is like walking Johnny Depp's bedroom.
Got him.
That was so bad. I hated that. Cut that.
I think Johnny Depp's rested. I think the defense rested. I don't know how long it takes for them to. If he doesn't win, when he wins, the Me Too 2 movement's having a big party, and when he loses, we're rioting. I don't know about the abortion shit, but we're rioting for Johnny Depp in his name. I want him to. Some dude at Stu Finer's party had a great idea. If he wins, he should stand up in the courtroom and be like, "This, you'll remember this as the time you almost caught Johnny Depp." Yeah, whatever his line is. For Pirates of the Caribbean, and walk out with that smirk.
Dude,
The way he's been laughing and smirking in this,
he's
in this
coming out.
it's great because he knows, win or lose, he's won.
Yeah.
And if he wins, then he's really won. But already he's proven she sucks. I'm cool. She's the bitch. I'm not. We had some problems, but it's her fault.
That like there's the clip of her like complaining about like that they used to play guitar. Like she's like, I don't want to hang around old men playing guitar. It's like that's awesome.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
and then like,
I
then
wanna
don't
poop
date.
in bed.
Guess what? Then don't date an old guy who plays the guitar. Like I don't want to date a drug addict movie star who plays guitar. I'm married to Johnny Depp. Come on, yo. By the way, did you know Amber Heard, Elon Musk, and Cara Delevingne had a threesome?
I did not. I know she dated
Crazy.
Elon Musk, but I didn't.
Yeah,
know.
and you know that Cara girl with the big eyebrows?
Yeah.
They had a threesome. I cannot imagine Elon Musk fucking, let alone fucking Amber Heard, because you know she's a freaky deek, let alone a threesome.
Is she a freaky deek?
I mean,
I don't know. I
don't think that the reason why there was even that he even continued to tolerate this.
Good point.
Come on.
I'm sold. Okay.
I can't. Come on, man. That's like the last 10 years for us. God, I was disappointed. Of course, that's what it was. She must have been. Elon must have been like. The reason why Elon's like such a fucking robot. Like he lived, like he got a taste of humanity with Amber Heard. Like this is what humans do. This is sex. I'm out. I'm gonna go be an android. This is too scary. All right, am I the asshole today? Brought to you by Gametime. Gametime is the best place. They say Gametime because it's a lot of sports, but it's also entertainment too. Your favorite band, your favorite comedian, any live entertainment you want to get in the building.
KFC Radio, perhaps in Philly, Fillmore. I don't know if it's on there.
I don't know if there'll be any secondary tickets because no one's buying the primary tickets first. But you want to get tickets at the lowest price possible. Gametime has up to the millisecond pricing, up until the very last second of every live event. So when someone's trying to unload tickets or sell them on the secondary market, they want to sell them for like $1 billion, and nobody buys them, and then it's the day of, and then it's the hour of, and then it's the minute of, and they want to unload the tickets, so they drop the price really, really low, and that's when you swoop in and get them. So you can get them for really low prices. You can get like courtside seats and box seats and all sorts of great seats that you ordinarily wouldn't be able to afford, all because of the Gametime app. So download it now, whether it's sports, music, comedy, anything live. You can download the Gametime app. You click on the account tab, and then you create a login, and then you use promo code KFC for $20 off your first purchase, whatever those tickets may be. $20 off
20 Bojangles
on the Gametime app. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend about an ex that had to get penis size reduction surgery. Yep, that is just an unnecessary thing that does not need to be talked about. Next, next.
Bro, that's a fucking thing? What the fuck? Bro, that's how little my dick is. I didn't know that was a surgery.
Didn't even ever enter my brain as a thing I might need.
33 years, that's never fucking crossed my brow.
I can't even fathom sitting there with your girlfriend.
Bro,
and she's like,
what,
hey,
dude?
you remember Jeremy, that guy you used to date? He got penis reduction surgery. Thank you so much.
Bro,
Thank you very much, Miss Lippy.
People went to medical school and like, dude, you have to have surgery.
It was probably a doctor with a huge dick who was like, I gotta do this myself.
People saw him in the street. That's like, dude, if I was this guy, I'd swat that guy.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know why. It just feels like it feels
because
like
that's the only thing you can do to ruin him.
He's got a fucking weapon of mass destruction and he used it on my girlfriend. Go fucking kill him.
Let's see, man. My boyfriend and I started watching Westworld together, and there's a lot of male frontal nudity. If you have seen it, you'll know that there's one penis in particular that's very shocking. I don't really remember that, but
I only watched the first. No, actually, I watched all of them. I forgot about that. I watched it during the pandemic. I did that show with Ken Jack and Jeff T. Lowe. That was the worst show ever. Every day.
That was the worst show about the worst show
I
ever.
dreaded that.
Yeah,
it was like, I gotta talk about this stupid ass, terrible fucking show.
From my boyfriend, my boyfriend and I had a conversation about how hard it is for that guy to get laid, considering the fact that he has a giant penis. During which the topic of penis reduction was mentioned. My boyfriend was in disbelief at the idea of a penis reduction and said that no man would willingly get that. That's what we're saying. Like, it's not even a thing. So my immediate reaction.
I'm not saying I wouldn't get it. I'm saying it's not necessary.
Yeah, well, but I mean, it's not necessary for us. So my immediate reaction was to bring up someone I know who undergone a penis reduction. I told him that my ex-boyfriend had one nearing the end of our relationship. I told him that the procedure was probably more common than he thinks. To this, his entire demeanor changed, and he said he was tired and went home. I was confused until the next morning. I went over to bring him breakfast, and he told me that he told me that what I told him was not something that ever needed to be said. He said it was being inconsiderate and trying to make him feel emasculated. I was still confused. He clarified that telling me that I was with someone who needed a penis reduction is just incredibly awful of me and rude. I told him it was just talking about the topic that he had questioned. He didn't care and he kicked me out. I feel like I've done nothing wrong. He's just being insecure. He's being insecure.
For sure.
But
not,
this is
not
like a reasonable.
Yeah, very reasonable.
Listen,
I couldn't find the word.
In reality, it shouldn't be insecure. It is silly, but in reality, it's a thing. It's just like big dicks are a thing. Girls can say size doesn't matter, yet when they see one, they fucking light up. It's just a thing, right? So we don't want to hear about a guy who had a fucking inhumane cock that needed to be physically, surgically reduced.
Dude, what the fuck?
Like, come on.
That is nuts.
That's like if
what do you even do? Because, like, I feel like maybe I don't have a great understanding of the penis. But like with a tit, you just scoop out some fat, right? Tits are just fat.
You gotta chop
but like,
tubes,
there's a lot of shit in here.
Bro, if they can grow an arm on a dick, as we know you can do anything.
Yeah, they grow an arm on a dick. On this guy's dick, maybe, but
you can grow a dick. You'd have to chop out like a middle section and then put the two together and reconnect all the tubes and everything. You probably have a big scar right around the middle. But you could do that where where the color changes. You put the scar right there and it kind of looks normal. I mean, this would just be like, I don't know, the equivalent of talking about your ex-girlfriend who's got like a fat ass and a perfect pussy and a deep throat and I don't know. All
I
the
guess
things
deep throat would be something there. I was gonna say like if you're like, yo, we used to fuck wild.
Right,
like
right.
we weren't even fucking. We were fighting.
Exactly.
And we just had our genitals in each other.
If there was like a movie where someone had crazy
Mr. and
sex,
Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, and they were like, "That's not real," and you were like, "Oh, I used to do that all the time with Jessica. Like, we used to break windows. We used to set things on fire. we had women and children calling the police. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, you'd be like, I didn't even know that. Like, yeah, no fucking shit, you didn't.
Right? You don't know for a fucking reason. Come on, I mean that's just as basic as it gets.
And even that has more of a reason to be brought up because that could at least be inspirational. That could be a pep talk.
Right.
I can't make my dick grow.
There's nothing
Trust me,
it.
I've tried.
I've tied things to it. I've stretched it. I've fluffed it. I beat it a little
I just
bit.
stared at it for hours. Like, come on, you motherfucker.
I'm casting spells, doing some Harry Potter, Wingardium Gloriosa. It ain't happening, man. It ain't fucking happening.
Fucking tied it to a truck. Had my buddy drive.
All right, one more, and then we'll do voicemails.
Dude, I mean, I have worms.
What does that mean?
Do you ever see how the dog drags its butt across the ground?
Yeah. Oh, that's
I think
it.
it's because they got worms.
You're wearing dirty boxers. You don't have
No,
worms.
I'm not wearing dirty boxers. I'm wearing clean boxers.
Now you are?
Yeah, no, I
Did
wore
you
those
shower?
last night. I put them on. I didn't exercise in them. I just wore them to work, and I
Maybe you
put
got
them on
worms.
last night. I've showered and put on new boxers.
Okay. Okay. I'm really fucking done, dude. Am I the asshole
Yeah,
for
me
buying
too.
my girlfriend a blender instead of the necklace she wanted on our anniversary? This happened last month, but my best friend is still giving me shit about it. I asked what she wanted. She told me something romantic, a little necklace or something cute. While browsing Amazon, I found an emulsion blender and pinged it in my head. My girlfriend loves cooking, always talks about the gadgets she wants. Plus, she made homemade tomato sauce, and I remember her complaining how hard it was to make a smooth sauce because she didn't have an emulsion blender. The day rolls around, she gives me a little bottle of whiskey I've had on my eyes on for ages, but I couldn't justify the cost. I was so hyped and encouraged my girlfriend to open hers. She opened it up, and her face kind of goes, "Oh, an emulsion blender." And I told her I remembered her talking about the kitchen gadgets she wanted and was so excited to give it to her. She kept her cool, but she told me while she appreciates the thought, she was a little upset that it wasn't jewelry. I was confused. I explained that she felt anniversary should be more romantic/sentimental versus a practical gift. It was nothing fancy. A $30 mushroom necklace is what she wanted. But am I the asshole? I mean,
What did you get? You
got her a blender.
Did.
but here's the thing.
She wanted it.
But she said, "Get me this necklace for my anniversary."
Oh,
then just get the necklace for the anniversary.
Yeah, that's crazy town.
But
$30
I
necklace?
will say,
What,
almost
they got a
every
gumball
other time,
machine?
I think almost every other time you get a girl a gift that she like had said a while ago, like, "Oh, I need one of those," and you remembered and you like took a mental note and then you got it. And she like, if you got me a blender, I'd be like, throw it in the garbage. Like,
Yeah.
It's too finer. Like, I don't fucking need this. But if a girl who
That's gonna
cooks,
sit with you for a while, huh?
a girl who cooks and makes sauce and says, "Oh, I wish I had an emulsion blender," and then you get it one day, like that's usually a good gift.
Yeah.
But when a girl says, "Get me this," don't get cute with it. Just fucking get her that.
It is the my dad does that. My dad, dude, if people knew what my dad gets my mom for gifts, like they'd call like I don't know, they'd make a stink about it because he gets my mother.
Oh, he
the-
gets her like exercise.
the
shake
most
stuff,
sexist
Right,
gifts you
right.
can imagine,
Usually,
but
like,
they're truly what she wants.
Right.
Like she like
It's like, get skinny, cook me food.
It's
Yeah.
like a fucking it's like a little girl who wants like Barbies. It's like it's just what like I know that like I want to wear pink. Like why are you dressing in pink all the time? Like, she likes fucking pink. I
Right.
don't know what to tell you. It is
If she wants
my
the
mom's like
fucking-
I want a vacuum and I want an exercise bike. My dad's like Jesus fucking Christ. Like he's aware of it. He's like don't tell anyone I got you this stuff. I'll just say it in a podcast.
If you're opening up the wrapping and it's a fucking vacuum,
he makes her open it in the basement.
Yeah.
He's like, don't bring this upstairs.
All right, let's get to our voicemails. Voicemails today are brought to
That is, by the way, that is, and maybe it's just it's older age. That is when you remember something that someone wanted and you get it for them, and then they're like, "Holy shit!" That is actually better than getting a present.
It is.
Like
It is,
they
yeah.
say, like
It feels
giving
good.
a good gift is better.
It's like I fucking nailed it.
bro. I hate getting presents. I think we talked about that this Christmas. I was like, dude, I got a Christmas present when I went home this weekend. I got a Christmas present from my aunt. Socks. Like not nice socks, just a pair of socks that like she clearly grabbed at Marshall's.
And she said,
I was
"Merry
like,
Christmas."
stop getting me presents. I'm a 33-year-old man who makes his own money, and I don't need any more socks. Thank you
Yeah,
very
that's-
much. I like socks.
But I just don't need it right now
I
from
just
you.
don't need a pair of thick
Yeah.
wool socks in June, whatever month it is. May, March. What month? May.
What's up, KFC, Fights, everybody behind the camera. This is kind of less of a question than more just a story, but I remember last week KFC was talking about when he walked in on his grandma just dead in the house, and it kind of reminded me, a close family friend of ours works for a funeral home, and he would sometimes have to go and pick up bodies that had died. And if you're going to a funeral home or something like that, or someone dies in their sleep, then they all come in suits and they take the body and they leave a rose on the bed and they make it look all nice and try to be respectful. But sometimes they don't die in their sleep. And he told me a couple stories, and I'll just share a couple. One, he said they walked in, they had gotten a call that an old woman had passed away in her house. So they walk in, and she's face down in just a pool of blood. And what had happened was she had just face planted, hit her nose, and it just kind of gushed out. So they had to, like, in their suits, pick up this woman and get her into the hearse all bloody. The other time, they said that one guy had gone alone to get this woman, and she had died in her bathtub, and she was easily 300 pounds, and there were just, like, she had been there for days. There were maggots all over the place, and he had to just, again, in his nice suit, scoop this woman up, get her onto a gurney of some kind, and get her into the hearse.
That's a job I'm quitting right then and there.
1,000%.
I know that these things are usually like family-owned businesses. That family-owned business stops with me right then and there. There is not a paycheck you can give me, a legacy that we can have, a reason that you can give me, where my job will be to lift a 300-pound dead woman covered in maggots. That's it. I'm out.
Dude.
Maybe even the dead woman in the pool of blood too.
I'd be like, there's no better time in America to be an employee right now. To be someone job hunting. I'll fucking see you later.
The job market's booming.
Dude,
the dead woman with the nose, I would grab her by the ankles and just like pull her out, maybe. Just leave the blood everywhere. The dead maggot woman, she ain't getting touched, bro.
I would quit that job.
So
bro,
fucking
I quit a job once because they had me go 2 stories high on a ladder. And I was like, fuck this. I don't know how to use ladders. That's true. Ladders are a lot harder than you think.
Ladders are scary.
Ladders are scary. It's actually the 3rd story. But I was like, you want me to go up there and paint? I got up there.
Yeah, get up there, and then you have to like move and shit. No.
I did like 2 strokes. I was like, all right, guys, I'm out.
I'll take that rose. Be like, here you go. Here's a flower for your troubles. See you later. There's another funeral home down the block.
Bro, I forget when we talked about certain stuff. I know we talked about morticians on the YouTube live, so maybe that people haven't listened. No, people who listen haven't seen that. The people who live in funeral homes are fucking psychopaths.
Yeah, no, they're terrifying.
You families are all fucking nuts.
No, they're all like haunted and ready to fucking.
It's crazy. You fucking who was telling a story about like that they
do it for like the money or they do it for like
so they can be on
ready
call.
so they can get there right away. It's like you can leave.
You can go like yo, that woman's been there for 3 days. She can handle it fucking a few more hours. Exactly. Fucking crazy town.
2 more minutes while I go from my regular house. That's 2 blocks away. You fucking lunatics.
Dude, that was it. I also don't remember when we said the talking about your dead grandmother, and then when my grandmother died, and they were like, when I was living in Boston, and my grandparents had an apartment in Boston, and my dad called me and he's like, hey, your grandmother died. You might want to head over there. And I was like, all right, fine. So it was like a Saturday morning. I was hungover as shit, and I get to the apartment. My grandfather opened the door and was like, she's dead. She's in the other room if you want to go see her.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, I thought she's dead. He's like, she is.
Yeah, why would I want to see her?
Dude, I am way too hungover to see a dead body. I'm gonna go to the living room, and if you guys have any beers, that'd be great. You guys, I love it. But there's something I was gonna say. I don't know. I'd just be a bartender. That's what I'd do. I'd do exactly what I'm gonna do when you smarten up and start doing your own show instead of this one. I'm like, I'll just go be a bartender now. That's
my skills. That's my skill set.
That's what's happening. Like that's what one day before I'm 40, I'll be a bartender.
Next up.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm gonna keep this quick, but I just got a question for you guys. A couple weeks ago, I was watching the UFC Petr Yan versus Aljamain Sterling card. Watching with a bunch of my buddies, and my one friend had quite the jacked up moment, if I can say so.
I respect this.
During one of the fights, 2 guys were on the ground. One of them was beating the shit out of the other guy, who was just feeding it to him. And she looked at me and she asked, "Why does that one guy just let him hit him like that? Why doesn't he get out and like get on top or do something else?" And I looked at her with just contempt and confusion, like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, just one of those questions where you're like, yeah, I think they would if they could. But anyways, question is, besides hanging out with Jackie, What was the moment when you guys were watching sports and someone gave you a question that just made absolutely no sense?
I mean,
but
so many
yeah, it's a-
times. So many. I mean, but we say it all the time too. There are things. It's like in football, just run the 2-minute drill, or like just stop running it right up the middle, or sometimes it does. Just look like,
dude, football. That like just do that every time.
Yeah.
Like we still don't get that.
Yeah,
just score
but
every
UFC
time.
is funny. Like, but sometimes I am like, stop letting that guy punch you in the face. Like, run away, like turn around and run. Run the other way. Climb the walls. Do whatever it takes. But yeah, that's why I'm not a UFC fighter.
I don't know. I'm sure I have them all the time too, like we just said. I think one of the great disservices the American educational system does is that they beat into you. There's no such thing as a stupid question. There absolutely
There are so many
is.
dumb questions.
Dude, it's like
More
every
often than
teacher
not.
I ever had was like, no, there's no such thing as a bad question. There absolutely
Yeah.
is. And I am lucky enough to have ignored all those teachers like I did in most cases, but in particular this one where I just don't ask questions ever.
No.
Just
If you
asking
a question is admitting you're dumb. Don't ever admit to
it's
people you're
better
dumb.
to stay dumb than get educated.
Also, just fucking Google it.
Yeah.
Just do it on your own, and you don't have to admit to someone that you're dumb.
Dude, I'm silently dumb. I get
My sister once asked me, what animal do potatoes come from? She could have just Googled that, and I wouldn't be making fun of her for the rest of her life. You know? That's a dumb fucking question. It's a dumb fucking question, girl.
I guess shoot. I mean, that's not a question. That's a demand. But shoot when people yell that at hockey games, that's a bad one.
Also, when I'm like, just throw strikes, it's like, I think he's trying, man. But that's just like, you suck.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like you're thinking wrong. It's like, you're not good.
I don't know. I mean, that's obviously that's one of those.
This is a good one. Tweet at us. Tweet at KFC Radio. What are the stupidest sports critiques or criticisms or demands from fans?
The hockey one, that's always one. That's the clearest dichotomy between like someone who knows what they're talking about and what they don't.
yeah.
Is when people who yell shoot.
They don't know what they're talking
Literally the exact opposite when you're like, oh, they're showing. And then when someone says the word patience. Someone says the word patience in hockey.
That's a hockey fan.
That's someone who knows what they're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
'cause, like, wait for the right shot,
He showed
wait
great
for it.
patience there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Because everybody just wants to fucking rip it. Yeah. All right, last voicemail.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Trade guy here. We're
Love
Love
this kid.
Survey Kid. I was just listening to Tuesday's episode.
He's
and
always
I
kinda
have
whispering.
something that I need to get off my chest. Going
someone
along
in the
the
other room
lines of the guy
listening.
that called in about the Arbor Day Grinch, another stupid ass holidays of that nature. So I work at Gamble Pavilion. Shout out UConn. And there's a billboard in Gamble that says something to the effect of December is National Personal Trainers Month. Be sure to thank your personal trainer. And every time I pass by, I think to myself, there's only 12 of those motherfuckers, and you think you deserve a whole ass month? You think that the PT community is on the same level
You know
of
what we should
deserving
do?
attention as gay people and black people?
Whoa, okay.
No, I like that. Let the man speak.
Those guys that get their wrists taped, their ankles taped in like 0.5 seconds, the people that do that, they deserve a whole month. But I know that is not in all of their bags, so don't
I
even
don't think
fucking
anybody-
try me with that bullshit. That PTs deserve a 12th of every single year. You're crazy. So my question is, what is another holiday or holiday month along those lines where it's like, hey, I'm never gonna hate on another brother's heat check, but that's a lie. I am going to hate on your chi heat check when your community is obscure as physical
love this
trainers.
kid. I love this
I fucking love
You
it.
deserve approximately 8% of all
Dude.
days ever.
I think we
That's
should
nuts. So, anyways, this
it's
has been Trade
it's
Guy.
early in May. It already started, but should the month of May be like National Podcaster Month?
Sure. It's also masturbation month, so it makes sense.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So please,
One of the first blogs I wrote for Barstool. May is masturbation month.
Masturbation
Happy
month?
masturbation month.
it's also the highest month of suicide. So this is
It
a
all
lot.
it all
A lot
checks
makes
out.
sense
Yeah.
here, so
Dude, speaking of that, I was saying the other day where I was like, I'm in a good mood today. I don't know if you guys can tell. Just a big fan of itchy buttholes, and this is the first time I've been in a good mood in a little while. And I was saying to someone, I think my mom or my dad, and I was like, yeah, I've just been down for like, I don't know, like last 3-4 weeks. And then I was like, I was like, that's such a long time to like to feel like I had a
Some
bad.
people
like,
say I had a bad day.
And I was
You
like,
said I had a bad
when
month.
he said 1/12 of the year, I was like, yeah, well, okay, that was 1/12 of the year. Where I
a
was
whole
like-
chunk of your year you spent depressed, bro.
and there'll be more to come. But just like when you just like, yeah, I just had a down 3-4 weeks.
Most people are like running to a facility. You're just like, hey, that'll be fine. It'll be fine. I had a bad night. I had a bad month. But no, May will be National Podcaster Month. So thank a podcaster. Where there's not enough of us out there, and we all do a great service to you. So make sure you.
We're on in the
podcaster.
background while you scream at fucking graphic.
Yeah, basically. So thank a podcaster, okay? All right.
The fuck. There was something else I was gonna say though. Yeah, I don't know, nothing. It's just national train. That's crazy. That's what I was gonna say. That's my big take.
Personal trainer.
Oh, that's nuts.
Get the fuck out of here with that. All right, Brendan Schaub today on KFC Radio is brought to you by Movement. MVMT is an American watchmaker. You know the deal. They make the sunglasses. They make the regular eyeglasses for the blue light. They have the watches with the leather bands.
Start at $95.
The metal bands. They start at $95. They go only up to $135. We actually mentioned them in Brendan Schaub's interview. It's so ubiquitous. They're so ingrained in
he
us.
drops his fucking promo code.
No.
He also drops his promo code for therapy.
And that's
ours.
fucking
That's
our
us
fucking
too.
territory. So
Ignore that shit.
When it's us, you go to mvmt.com/KFC and you get up to because it's a special deal, you can get up to 40% off for Mother's Day. Usually it's 15% plus free shipping, free returns. This now is 40% off because you can get gifts for the women in your life too. So for the moms out there, it's a particularly tough time for them, if you know what I'm saying. So go to mvmt.com/KFC. Get the watches, the accessories, the glasses, and everything they need to look sharp with 40% off when you go to mvmt.com/KFC. It's Brendan Schaub on KFC Radio. Let's talk to him.
What's up with this whiskey, man?
You want some?
Rude boy, you're right. Do I?
Do you want?
You know how many shows I've done? Let's fucking go, man.
The real good shit. We got the Boss Hog if you want it. This is like
Whistle Pig. Those are my boys.
You want some?
Let's do it, man.
Okay. Can you go grab some?
I was
we got some here.
just walking here thinking about the Celtics games tonight, thinking about not drinking, going, you know what? I think I'm gonna go no drinking weekdays all of May. And that lasted literally 26 minutes.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
This is, come on, come on.
Yeah,
man.
no, I'm in.
This.
I don't need any swaying. I'm in.
No,
I'm good.
I
if
never.
it wasn't you, it would have been somebody else.
I never celebrate anything, so it's kind of towards a celebration.
No, we gotta
man.
celebrate.
Yeah,
that. We
come
gotta
on.
celebrate
The special. That's why I'm here, man.
We're gonna get some good glasses.
I haven't seen you guys in forever. You got the new digs here,
yeah,
dude.
he said, he's like, oh, you guys got a green room. And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, shit, you were at the old one.
That was the
Which
old
I
one?
thank
You never came here?
You came through when we were still on the come up.
Old
you were,
school,
man.
I've always supported you guys.
Then, now it's
yeah,
like,
now you guys are like, I guess we'll fit you in.
No, but yeah, you saw the he goes, it was a lot like a frat house of guys trying to make a media company. I was like,
that's what it was. That's what it was really the whole time.
Fancy. Yeah, sure, buddy.
Any
Have you ever
ice
had
or no?
The Boss Hog?
Yeah, it's amazing.
You go grab the Manicube or two?
They surprised me in the green room in Austin with this. Those whiskey
Thanks,
pig guys
sir.
are great.
Dude, they're the best.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, you're good. You said ice or no ice?
Yeah, can you grab him a cube?
Yeah. Go grab it.
Listen, I know you guys are big. I'm not The Rock. But come on, man. Can I get some ice for God's sakes?
I don't know. This shit is so good that you can
It is
sip
nice.
on it. Yeah,
I just like a little ice
Here,
myself.
wipe that on me.
No, it's all good, dude. No, wipe on. Let me wipe on these fucking tight jeans, man. Which I didn't know aren't in New York.
Yeah, big bag.
Yo, it's a big moment for guys like me. You had to run skinny jeans and tight shit. Now everyone's doing fucking floppy stuff. I'm like, let's go. Athleisure,
No.
sweatpants, baggy shit. Yeah.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Yep.
Lazy.
Yeah. Thick boy, come on.
Thick boy and tight jeans, dude. I don't give a fuck what the fashion trend is. I refuse to give into it.
Dude,
Well, yeah,
I said that. I think I started hearing about the baggy jeans, baggy stuff coming on like 3 years ago, and I was like, fucking fat chance, no
Dude,
way.
the corduroy.
Now I wear pants that like if I jumped off a building, they'd catch air. I'd be like,
you have Jinkos on?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
He has a pair of corduroys that Pimp would be like, those are too much.
Yeah, I was wearing them yesterday. They're insane.
It looks like he took like a roll of corduroy and
And
rolled it out.
that's saying a
wrapped it
lot.
around.
That is because Pimp takes some
Pimp is-
fashion risks.
Yeah, I love that, by the way. That green shit you're rocking there.
Dude, you know what? Can I just do? Is this gonna be weird?
Yeah,
Do I have to drink
bro,
this
you
thing?
do
No.
whatever you
yeah.
fucking want.
Things are different now,
your
man.
day.
You guys are different now. I don't know.
It's your
I'm gonna
day.
get banned from this shit.
To the gringo
Cheers,
pop,
fellas.
man.
Chill.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, appreciate you guys, man.
Unbelievable success, dude.
Yeah, I need to get more successful. It's never good. I knew homeless pimp was a big deal, but I mean on the street, man. People are like, hey, will you take a picture of us? I'm like, God damn, man. It's never good when your videographer's more famous than you, man. So that's why I need to do more press.
No, bro, you can't possibly do more work than you're doing, dude. You are, I mean, forget about, the special and your own network, right?
Yeah.
But before all that, you've got 2 podcasts. You got Fighter and the Kid. You got you do Below the Belt, which is now
Schaub
Show.
Left Showtime.
You had the deal with Showtime for years. You
5
do.
years, yeah.
I mean, every the food truck. I mean, every time I turn around, you got another show.
Yep, King.
You're one of the only people who does as much shit as we do, except we do a whole bunch of shit because we're like, we gotta just keep grinding, keep trying to get there. They're all successful, you dick.
Yeah,
you're already
I
a millionaire.
guess,
Stop. Stop.
Yeah, it's all organic because like King, the Sting, and the Wing with Crystalia and Theo Vaughn. That's the big boy. We just went on Patreon. 2 episodes are on Patreon now every month. Yeah, the Thick Boy Network, that all started with, and you know this, is I was with Showtime for 5 years. And, this is no shade at all. But at the time, they had no kind of footprint in the digital space, podcast or anything like that. So they literally built everything around me. They bought me my own studio in Santa Monica, and then they had the production team there. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then they didn't know much about podcasting, so they picked everything around me. And the next thing I know, they have their own show here. I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, damn, they straight up built a network.
Yeah.
So then when my contract was up, it's not like I wait till the day of where it's like, I'm out of here. Yeah. I told them probably a year before, I was like, hey, man, this is how much I can make on my own doing this. Yeah. So unless you could meet that and then also what it's going to grow into, I just got to go my separate way. And they're like, yeah, we don't have the budget for that. So they're like, thanks for your time.
Showtime doesn't have the budget. You're doing good, dude.
It was a good thing. At the time, I needed Showtime. I really did. They were great. They were great to me. Still are.
Was that only for fight stuff or all your shit? Like comedy?
That was
and everything
only
too?
fight
Like,
stuff. So, out of that studio, I'd run Fire and the Kid and King the Sting, my other stuff. But I had to pay rent because, Showtime's not covering those. They had nothing to do with them. And then I started Food Truck, Flashback Fight Nights with them, and then the Schaub Show, which was formerly known as Below the Belt. I started that under them, but I was smart with it where I created the show, but I owned everything. It was they produced it, but it was all in my name. So when I left, it all came with me.
So key.
That's smart. I don't think we did that.
Nope.
But that was a good
idea. We will be starting from zero if we ever leave.
You starting from zero, scary though, man.
You're goddamn right,
bro. We were talking before you came in. We were just like betting on yourself is not something I'm ever gonna do because I don't have the confidence that you have. I don't have the facial hair that you have. That's facial hair that says I'll bet on my fucking self.
I guess, dude. I really have a great beard. It looks like a printer ran out of ink and was like finishing the fucking. It's not a great beard. I have the worst beard in stand-up.
Nah. In stand-up maybe, but in podcasting, I would have taken
the cake.
Yeah, I had a rough one for a while there.
As far as betting on yourself, though, I've always. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. Maybe I'm overconfident. I believe in myself and my work ethic. It might be an athlete thing, but also like with the special, especially for a guy like me, like, I'm a tough sell, especially when I first started. My first special was on Showtime, so I've gone that route. And then this one, I had offers from all the big dogs that my team shot everything. Then I was like, hey, here it is, fully produced, edited. Here it is. We had offers from all the big boys. And I was like, man, for what I do, it's good to have that cosign from those big networks, especially from my peers and the fans. But I need people the most people possible to see it.
So it wouldn't have been able to be put out on YouTube if it went to one of those?
Correct.
Right.
You can't touch it.
That is the big
So it's like, do you take the big upfront money and they own everything? Or I launched this new, YouTube with Thick Boy, and I put it on there and then drive everything. I'm, Rogan, Logan Paul, Bert Kreischer, Are You Garbage Boys, Schultz, KFC, Barstool, and I'm pushing Gary Vee. I'm pushing all that towards my own shit. Like I don't own anything in Netflix or Amazon or
unless the number is fucking out of this world.
Agreed.
Or if you need it, I don't think you're hurting right now. If you can afford to take that short-term hit, that's the move. Always is the
I think
move
in the long run.
Especially, it's not like, it's already pushing like 500,000 views. You know what I mean? It's not like you're desperate for an audience. If you need them, if you need the money, or if the number's crazy, go with it. But otherwise, I think if you know you can push your own views and get it out there and then get outside that bubble.
It's scary though. Because you release it and you're like, man, that thing gets 100,000 views. People are like, oh, nobody watched that.
Right.
You look like an asshole. But also, the optics have changed a little bit because it used to be comics who couldn't get the okay from these big networks were like, go to YouTube, you know. So that was the optics. Like the bad comics were doing that.
Well, there is some.
I don't say bad,
but there are. I think there are some people who are like, I'm gonna just take it to YouTube because like it's like, well, you have
that
to
was
take
the
it to
only
YouTube.
option.
Yeah. You didn't have those
that was the only
offers.
option.
Yeah.
But there's guys like Shane Gillis and Mark Norman. Like they did
Monster.
it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not some Rosa Parks of freaking comedy specials on YouTube. Like Mark Norman and Shane Gillis blew up off that. For me, like I'd meet with these big companies. With my team, I'm like, right, well, what can you guys do for me? And they tell me, billboard and this commercial and stuff. So I'd go back to my team like, hey, how much is a billboard? And they tell me, like, that's not terrible. I go, and that's off Hollywood Boulevard? Yeah. I go, how much is in Times Square? They tell me, that's not terrible.
Are you doing Times Square?
Pass on Times Square.
Okay. I was about to say,
Dude,
like,
see?
billboards can be cool, but also it's like, okay, you can do like a billboard for me. Sometimes that's not the advertising I want.
Oh, it's also,
I wanna do
it's not
this way and-
1991.
Right, that's
but
what I
also,
mean.
This is why I'd never have me in the room ever during negotiations for anything. Because, like, they'd be like, we'll get a billboard for you. I'd be like, fucking Debbie Kramer with coffee. Like, sold!
Dude.
Fuck yeah, a billboard? I'm going to put that on Instagram. It's going to be sick.
but most comics.
My ex-girlfriend's going to see me on a billboard? Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was. But most comics are like that. So the billboard is such a flex, dude.
That is the one
has
old
it
school
equaled?
form I think it's cool.
Has it equaled any views? Is anybody driving down Hollywood Boulevard like, holy shit, and then going to watch? No,
No chance.
I literally did it just for other comics. Be like, all these guys promise you this.
Yep.
I did myself, man.
Yep.
Like, check this out. It's a complete waste of money.
That's a vehicle to something else.
It was
It's not-
cool Instagram post.
Exactly.
You know?
How many people you think have ever been driving and been like, I'm gonna watch that special tonight?
Right.
You know,
That reminds me. Yeah.
That
Honestly,
picture
it's
looks
always-
hilarious.
It's always been that way. I was watching oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. You love him, old school. Has like a weird voice. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking on this.
Stand up.
Yes.
Seinfeld.
No, he does a bit though about being on David Letterman, and he's like, make some noise if you see me on Letterman. He's dead now. Oh my god, I can't believe
Mitch
I'm forgetting-
Hedberg?
Mitch Hedberg.
Oh wow.
He's
For some reason, you've been saying weird voice and had to be on, like, it might be Hedberg.
Yeah, he got that weird voice,
Yeah,
but like weird delivery.
yeah.
And he's like, I just was on Letterman, this week. Like, did anybody see me? And it's like dead silent. He's like, I'm still looking for someone. He's like, it has like 10 million people watch it. I never hear anybody in the
Nothing.
crowd. Like it's never. So and even something like that. And obviously when he was doing it, Letterman was a bigger deal. But sometimes these traditional ways of. You got to do my morning radio spot. No, I don't.
Well, dude,
I'll tweet it out. I'll post it on
bro.
Instagram and reach 50x what you're going to do.
It's such an old school model. I think for some people that works. Like I'm like, all right, I'm doing it myself. I'll bring on like a publicist. So I sat down. This publicist came to Thick Boy. Sat down for like an hour. I'm like, all right, so like, what exactly can I do? She gives me the list. I'm like, bitch. I'm not Jay Leno. Is it KTLA Morning News?
Right. It's like, what?
I said, what?
I do
not
love
for
when
me.
comics go in there and just photo, like they bomb
That's
on purpose.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is awesome.
that's fun.
Segura and Sam Morello.
It's
like,
just-
things like
Morello's-
that.
I've seen Morello's
Didn't we all
there
talk
a
about
lot.
getting molested or something? They were like, oh,
Yeah, like, okay, yeah. It's just old school, man. But again, for some people that works. For me, I was like, this is what I have lined up. And she's like, oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know if we can beat that. I'm like, all right, well, thank you for your time.
yeah,
I'll
had
move
fun.
on. Yeah.
No. And even we put together decks and stuff here to go out to clients. And our main booker will they'll put KFC Radio has some of the best guests, including, and they list all these people who are like, they're prominent actors and stuff. But I'm like, take that out. Put in Brendan Schaub, put in Bert Kreischer, put in Tom Segura, put
People
in
that
those
can
guys
actually
that
get
are,
eyeballs,
and
yeah.
it's like this guy was a great actor in 1985. And
Yes.
and that was very cool that we talked to him. That's not who I want headlining, like what my
It's not-
show
you don't
is
tune
about.
into a podcast to listen
Right,
to that,
right.
Because
No,
it's its own
'cause
world now.
I say I think podcasts have kind of become like the newer, at least for A-list celebrities, right? There are people who podcast, such as yourself, who know how to podcast, who know to come on and have a conversation and all that shit. And then there are like celebrities who come on and they expect it to be question answer, question answer,
Nightmare.
and it's like that's not what we're doing
that.
here,
But
dude.
they just don't know.
So how did you get your start?
Yeah,
in,
dude, on Firing the Kid, we got to some point, probably, I don't know, you remember, Firing the Kid's 10 years old. We were doing it before everyone, their gay aunt was doing it. And so, we were one of the staples. But there came a time, like probably 5 years in, someone got in Callan's there, because, he was in Hollywood. He's like, we need a booker. I'm like, all right, sure, if that's what you think. and they're bringing these actors, like big name actors, but they come on the show. The worst guest of all time, dude. They're not open to anything. They don't want to riff. They don't want to joke. To your point, it was like, well, I got my start at Juilliard. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, how's
It
the
is
chicks,
great.
man?
What's your take on
Yeah, he's
abortion,
like,
bro?
He's like, whoa.
So you ever get an abortion?
Roe v. Wade, that shit's wild.
Oh, their agents in the room. Well, that Amber Heard must be a real tomcat, am I right? You ever ran into her? You ever had anybody shit in your bed? They're like, all right, cut. No, there's no cut.
And then afterwards, you get all the emails being like, "Can you cut this,
Oh,
this,
dude.
and this?"
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you mean the entire? This would be a 7-minute episode.
Right.
This would be the intro and outro.
I hate that.
Can you just leave the part where they plug what they're showing? Like, yeah.
But
And
that-
even that, when people are like, you didn't like plug the thing we're talking about. It's like you don't have to. They
No.
watch it, they like it, then they search you, they follow you, then they find it. We don't
Correct.
have to do at this time on this network and blah blah blah. It's like they just have not. And the people, the guests who do open up, because sometimes you get the the perfect blend of you are an A-lister and you do chop it up,
Very
and then
rare.
it's fucking
Very rare,
you're
though.
like you're a super megastar because that's what people want to hear. I think the sooner that people, and even the guys who do open up, they still. You can't be like, yo, so Brad Pitt, like, you ever been in a gangbang, bro?
Yeah.
But the day that we can, and the day that some of those guys do, and women do that, those people.
It's never coming though because
they'll always got
one person says something.
I
Like
know.
Matt Damon was on a podcast, Armchair or something, said something,
Yeah.
and then
Dropped an
the
F-bomb.
Hollywood comes for it.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh fuck, man. They're
Right.
like politicians now.
No, I do get that.
Cancel culture, they're scaring everybody.
There was
so these
somebody,
like Leonardo DiCaprio. I was talking about this the other night. I have no idea what he's like.
Yeah.
I know he's in The Reverend and fucking Titanic.
Right, but you have no.
Dude, I don't know his
bet you
political
he wouldn't be a
beliefs.
good interview. I mean, unless he was like, let's talk about the Pussy Posse. Let's go.
That's what what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Those
'Cause he
Andes
likes-
nights.
Did we talk to someone recently who was in the Pussy Posse?
Kevin.
Kevin Connolly. Yeah.
He was,
And even he was like,
when I brought it up, he was like, "Fuck, I thought I was gonna get through this."
They
without
don't
you
like
bringing
it.
it up.
No,
Yeah.
even Kevin Connolly, who
But it's
like
like they
Kevin
were
Connolly's the fucking man, but
Yeah,
it
if
is
Kevin
like
Connolly's not willing to talk about it because he says like everything.
Right.
It's like, why do you guys? It's when you were like 20 and in Hollywood. Of course you were fucking chicks.
They get people
But I guess
canceled
people are gonna
for
be you're
30
you're
I think
objectifying women.
Harry Styles just had like a kind of cool quote about that, where he's like, "I'm tired of doing like pretending I don't." He's like, "I'm 26. I'm a single 26-year-old guy. Yeah, I fuck.
Snap.
Yeah.
Men, women, whatever. I do it all. I'm Harry.
Did he
fucking
say men?
Styles. No, but
I was gonna say I knew it.
there's certain guys. We always said like Lenny Kravitz. I think Harry Styles in that list. They just fuck everybody.
They're
in a room and they're
It's not.
just like,
They're not even bisexual. They're just
Dude,
like, I
this is my
fuck,
theory
that's
on
it.
that, and I'm not hating on it. I think guys like John Mayer, Lenny Kravitz, Harry Styles, Jared Leto, they fuck so many chicks for so many years. Finally, it's like vanilla ice cream to them every
That's what I
fucking
mean.
day.
Yeah.
It's like French fries, and they're like,
I gotta fuck
can't
somebody
even
else or
I
something.
can't even get up for this anymore. We gotta mix it up, man. And their handlers like, what do you mean mix it up? Like that young boy who's over here the other day. You know, it's like I think they're-
Who's president of Epstein's Island now?
Yeah, and like to me, it's like, are they gay or are they just bored? Dude?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else.
Gay or
get-
bored is a
dude,
great segment.
yeah, gay or bored.
Gay or bored.
I mean,
Oh,
I
man.
get it. I don't have the ability to fuck as many humans. Well, not that I fuck robots either. But like when I'm looking
You
at
do fuck
porn,
humans.
when I'm looking at
sure.
porn, I get fucking bored of regular porn. I gotta experiment.
I gotta mix it up.
Get some weird shit.
Yeah.
And then fucking if I had the access to pussy that I have to porn, I'd probably do the same thing with pussy.
that's-
I don't
Exactly.
judge. I don't because
Exactly.
and also nobody can relate. Like everyone's like, wait, hold on, you fuck so many girls start sucking dick. And he's like, yeah, dude.
yeah, dude.
It's like,
But there's like 4 guys in Hollywood who are like, yeah, man.
yeah,
that's
and
exactly
you want to be
that.
like, God, that's gay. You're like, really? I fucked 3 million chicks.
Bro,
dude.
that's
Like,
it's literally
I'm so straight.
it's literally the
I
straightest thing you
became-
can do.
yeah.
It really
Get
is.
sick of pussy.
If you think that analogy is really perfect, because when you go on, like Harry Styles' life is going on Pornhub, and so he fucked like all these girls is the same old like watch a girl get fucked doggy style forever, and now he's into like tranny. And
you're going down a weird road.
What's he girls up to tonight?
And I'm telling you,
Dude, Eddie Murphy did the same thing back in the day. It's been going on forever, right?
Think about it, dude.
right.
Robert Downey Jr. Like a lot of these guys, and back then everyone's like, "That's ridiculous." But now that we know a little more about it, like if it was me and Harry Styles at, I don't know, in the Hamptons, and me and him whatever connect, and we're there, and there's a bottle of wine.
Start rubbing each other's shoulders.
Dude,
you know,
not even rubbing my shoulder. We're like talking about fashion or whatever, you know. And he's like, dude, I like your tight jeans. I'm like, oh, thanks, dude. That means a lot to me, man. And then he's like, your sneakers are cool. I'm like, cool. And then he just explains to me how he's fucked so many girls that sucking dick's not gay. I could be like, I get it, dude.
Whitney Cummings always has a story that I've heard her tell on multiple podcasts where she said, like, very famous actor, friend of hers, who's a dude, got like paid for a blowjob from a dude, and he was like, "You'll never go back after that." He was like, "It's such good head, you'll never want head from a straight chick again."
Yeah, that's a gay man.
And I was kind of like, I was kind of like, "Oh, I'll take your word for it," but that's cool, man. That's cool.
That was him his entire life fighting his gayness, and he was in the third round.
I do always
He's down
understand,
2018. You know?
the same way we always say, like, you know, we can give a better hand job than chicks. Like, if a guy,
I don't know if I would do that.
I disagree.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Because it's the angle. It's like my
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
If I'm doing enough, I'm like, I don't fucking know,
Dude,
dude.
there are times I'll be giving myself a hand job and it'll just like I'll just tilt it up. Cause you know how
Oh, the angle.
we call that jerking off.
Yeah.
Because usually when you jerk it off, you kind of like it's kind of like leaning back at.
Yeah,
you,
there's
right?
there's an angle.
And then when you pull it up like a girl would have it, you're like, whoa, okay, that's a different thing.
But you ever gotten left hand?
I don't really. I've done it in dire times. I've done it in times where I was so fucking yipped out where I just couldn't come.
Yeah.
And so I'd have to switch it. I have to go right. I have to go right hand. So cause I'm a lefty.
Okay.
So I've switched before, but I just don't have.
It would take me.
I don't
an hour and a half
have the
to come
hand-eye
jerking off
coordination.
left.
At least.
It's too hard.
So to me, it's like jerking off another dude. It's like jerking yourself off left-handed. It's like I don't know the angle, dude. I don't know what you're into. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna say some really raunchy shit.
That's what I'm saying, though. If you're gay, right, and you're with a guy who's like similar to you, you would know what to say and you would know what to do because you know what fucking works for you and your dick. You know what I mean? Chances are all of us guys are knowing what we're fucking into.
Everyone's a little different though.
Yeah, of course a little different, but you know there's some basics of where to fucking do this and do that.
If I start treating some dude like I treat myself, he might not be into it.
You don't know, man. I mean, guys are weird. Hey, guys,
poor chicks.
I slap him in the face. That's what I like.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, are we all gay?
That's what happens on this show pretty frequently.
Did we just all three come out, man?
When you were, there's a part of Gringo Poppy where you talk about quarantining with the homies.
Yeah.
Where as like whether you're with the family, it's like, you know, going to blow your brains out.
Yeah.
But we were just talking about it on our show a couple weeks ago. Like, if you got the choice of having sex with a chick or making the homies laugh, everyone was like, the homies. We're taking the homies. Yeah. And his bit in it is about like you start fucking too at the end. And I was like, that would
Yeah.
Bro, that
2 years, a long time, man. A lot of people went down for a long time.
Bro, that bit went south in certain parts of the country.
I bet it did.
Dude, I was in Kentucky doing that bit. There's a guy, you know, the like meet and greet, the VIP have like the front row. So I come out, it's this little club in Kentucky. In the front, these guys are in, I mean, I sell merch. These fucking, the Thick Boy Bike Club hat, the whole get up, some shit. I'm like, we make that? They might have made it themselves or grandma's made. They're in both of them, head to toe. So the thing's going well. I see them laughing, they're drinking, whatever. And then I get to that bit, and I always point to somebody. And I go, dude, you know how much better it'd be being locked down with the bros? I mean, let me sell it to you. Those guys just have me in the front. I go, like you two. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, right on, man. Think about this. We'd like work out all day. They're like, yeah. I'm like, we'd like play video games. Like Fortnite. I'm like, okay, sure. Fortnite. And I go, and then at night we'd fuck each other. Crowd goes nuts. These two redneck Kentucky boys
they're not
were
into that.
not. Oh, dude.
I can't even laugh at a gay joke, man. That's how fucking straight I am.
Bro, it was the closest thing I've had to Will Smith, Chris Rock slap. Really? He stands up, goes, enough with the gay shit. And I go, what? In the middle of the show, I go, excuse me? That's right. I go, enough with the gay shit. We've had enough. We didn't come here for this. I'm like, I go, hold on.
Enough is enough.
Yeah, I go, dude, you know how I know you two are the gayest in the room? Because you're offended by these gay jokes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he starts coming to walk on stage. And then that's where, like, I flipped that the old Aurora Brendan comes out. And I was like, hey, dude.
Please do it.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you, bro. It would be a terrible idea for you to touch this stage. You get closer, man. I'm going to fuck you up in front of all
Do you
these
ever
people.
just dream of that?
Never. I don't want to do that because
I would dream
that's
of
what they
someone-
want.
Of all the people to rush the stage with in comedy,
last
I mean,
comic
you
in
would
the
probably be the
world.
last one, right?
These guys are probably in meth.
that's true.
Oh, in which case it might be a tough night to be you.
Dude, dude, two rednecks on meth and
How about
thick
that?
boy gear.
Brendan Schaub versus two rednecks on meth. Who wins? I still think you actually do win.
I think I would win.
But I think
like
you're
the-
gonna get like clawing your eyes out.
Oh, it's like fighting
You're gonna
two
take some
fucking mountain
damage.
lions, dude. It'd be a beast, man. It'd be a beast. Yeah, in certain parts of the
I know-
country, those gay bits get dicey.
Which is just so crazy. It's like, just fucking laugh, dude. I'm not gonna put my dick in your mouth. Relax, unless you want to. I don't
Yeah,
know.
whatever.
But if that offends you, it's like, holy.
Have you
guys
ever
are
offended
so
in
gay.
your life?
Enough of the gay shit.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. That's
Oh,
actually
dude,
hilarious.
stood up.
Do you have footage of that?
No.
Is that being filmed?
No,
That'd be
we didn't have a
awesome.
videographer.
I would love
Oh,
that.
dude, I was so pissed because I went in the back after the show because that was the first show. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I come to the back and I'm like, I'm yelling at my team like, where the fuck's security? and this old black lady's like, you're looking at it, sweetie. I'm like, you're security?
That's what's so
What,
funny.
somebody
when you
shoots
guys-
me?
I got it.
when you guys travel, you know, you'll do some of the highest of highs, fucking theaters, arenas, clubs, whatever, and then, you know, the fucking laugh
get
house
dicey.
Yeah.
in the middle of Idaho or some shit. It's like
Get dicey.
if I saw this kind of goes to the not betting on yourself stuff, but if I saw that was my security guard, I'd be like, all right, we'll take that out of the next act.
Yeah.
Like, we'll skip that.
I
to
don't
the
Yeah,
need
next
we're going
act.
to dial this down a little bit. Yeah.
And then at night we'll get hookers with pussies.
Yeah, at night we're going to have chicks come through, man.
vaginas to
Yeah.
have sex with.
Yeah. We're going to try to fuck so many girls, we start fucking each other, right?
Just showing each other technique.
Yeah.
This is how I do it.
Yeah. It's not gay, it's my left hand. dude.
I heard this is one of the cockier flexes I've ever heard, and I learned about from you is being in the Ferrari Club or whatever the fuck it's called. Dude, you have to be like in the, what is it called? Legitimately, what's it called?
You have to get, it's basically being the Ferrari Club to get allocated a Ferrari.
Allocated.
Yeah.
Like, you
There's
can't just
a
like
list.
buy a Ferrari.
No.
You can, but you pay like what, twice the price? Something like
Probably, depending on the model, probably 150 to 300 grand over at least. Yeah.
that. Until you're like on the list as like a Ferrari guy, and
usually
then you're
takes, like, 10
allowed to
years.
borrow it
Yeah.
as buy it as
MSRP,
regular price.
yeah.
And he
Yeah.
just happened to end up talking to the head of North America Ferrari. Didn't know it.
Came to the show,
He
yeah.
was just talking about how he loves
the
Ferraris,
fuck
and he
up.
But I was on the
talking
waiting
so
list.
genuine.
Yeah, I was
that
on the
he
waiting list,
The next
yeah.
day, gets the call. You're on the list. Like you've been allocated.
No,
Because you just didn't know you were talking to the head of
No,
North
I had
America.
no
right?
clue, and the
So
next
it's coming
day-
through like so genuine, being like, "Oh, I love this model
Dude,
and that model."
that's
So now he's like
sick.
in. I mean that. And like you said, then
I'm
it
the
becomes a
poorest guy on the
business.
list.
I would imagine.
Yeah,
I
it
would
was like
imagine there's some
billionaires
other
on it.
members who are like, "Get this riffraff out of here."
Yeah, like, what is he doing here, man? Was this Make-A-Wish?
Have you seen his beard?
Was he gonna, was he gonna die in 30 days? Can I buy his car? Yeah.
But like you said, that becomes a business then, right? Because it's almost like you have.
It's
this,
an investment,
this-
yeah,
I mean,
100%.
that
All
is-
my cars are investments, yeah. Except for no, but I mean I have a Bronco, but that thing even especially now, it's the first edition Bronco. Like you can flip those and make money.
Oh,
now.
The old school one or the new one?
The new one.
New
I was the first one
got that OJ
on the
one.
West Coast to get the first edition Bronco.
dope.
two-door
Are
Bronco.
you a big car guy? It
Big
seems
car
like
guy,
it.
yeah.
Well, and I heard you saying, I think it was on Bert's show, that your dad's thing was always the Porsche. Like
Porsche was
if
like
if I can buy a Porsche, that means I made
you
it in
made
America,
it.
and
Yeah,
I made it.
Yep.
Made it.
Yep.
So that was in your blood.
as soon as I started getting enough money through comedy, I leased a 911 Porsche. I thought my dad'd be like, "Oh my god," but he was like, "Cool." My friend has 4 of them.
God damn, Dad.
What? All right. So then, with my insecurities, I'm like, "Oh, say less, dude."
Yeah.
The 911 was your dream. Very cool. Check this out, bitch. And I finally found like the ultimate Porsche, which is the GT2 RS with the Y-Shock package. It's like it's a race car. It's a fucking race car. So I got that. I was like, "What's up now, bitch?"
What do you say to that? Was he finally
It
impressed?
was
My
like,
friend's got 2.
No,
Yeah.
just gave. And he doesn't use emojis. Just sent the thumb.
No.
up.
Oh, man. Brutal.
You didn't give him a call, just a text, like, "What's up, bitch?"
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, things are good, man.
You get the 3 dots and
Yeah.
it just disappears. I don't even
This is
care.
why I struggle with my gayness. Yeah. Thanks, Dad.
There's only one man's love I need.
I'm gonna find it, man. However many guys have to go through.
What do you? What would you say is your favorite thing that you do, and versus like your number one priority?
Well, number one priority is being a dad. That's like,
Well,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
this. And I know that's cheesy to say. You don't understand. Like I've never. This is the longest I left my 7 days, longest I've ever been away from my kids.
Yeah, I'm the same way
I've
with mine, yeah.
horrible anxiety about it,
Dude.
Horrible. It's like it's
It
ruining my
makes-
experience.
Yeah, I honestly
Yeah.
So I'm divorced, and usually people do like the Wednesday and every other weekend, and I was like, that there's too many days.
Oh,
and
no,
so
there's not
we
a
made up
chance.
our own schedule where it's like I have them. Basically, we split the weekend every other day. I have them on a Thursday night, and then I make sure on Tuesday, Wednesday I go to drop them off at school. I'm like always making sure I'm there, and not of course it's like for them, but it's also for me because if I go like several days without it, I'm not gonna be funny. I'm not thinking, it just fucks with me. I feel
I'll get
guilty,
physically
which
ill.
is kind of silly because I'm sure there are plenty of good parents who are on the road or whatever.
Yeah, or not, but yeah, keep going.
Well, yeah, but there. I mean, we know people in music who go on tour, and I think they're really good dads. But I'm also like, you're also gone for months at a time, and that's
and,
cool.
and I get
couldn't
it.
do
Teach their
but,
own. Like
yeah.
if that's what the kid's accustomed
But it
to. But
would-
it's like I was talking to Bert about this. Like, and it might affect my career at some point because I told Bert because Bert's like, shit, I leave for a month today, man. And he was like, I've missed out on so much of my kids growing up. And he's like, I have that guilt and I struggle with it. I'm like, I get that,
so much guilt.
but whatever works for you, man. Like, the kids appreciate it. Like, you can lead by example. I get all that. I'm not wired that way, and it might hurt my career eventually because I told Bert this. I said, like, if I got, and I'm not even an actor, but let's say they were like, hey, we want you to be the next Batman. Here's the role. You're the next Batman. Do whatever you got to do. Get shredded. Here's all the steroids in the world. We can give you $40 million. But you're filming in fucking Belarus for the next 8 months and your kids can't come. I ain't the next Batman, dude. I can't do it. There's no amount of money in the world.
But they would let your kids come, right? Though, is that a thing?
I don't know.
I feel like I was reading an article with I think it was like Matt Damon maybe, and they were filming
depends on
something.
if you're Matt Damon.
That's also Matt
But
Damon.
if you're the Batman, if they're like we're gonna make you Batman, obviously I know we're doing a hypothetical here.
Yeah.
But I think on most sets they probably let you bring the kids. But
Yeah,
what the fuck
maybe.
do
I don't know.
I feel like it's also a different, like when they're older, I might be able to, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe when they're older is when you really need them. But when it's like. If they're like a teenager and they're like, "Go be Batman, Dad. We'll FaceTime."
Teenagers different. I think they understand why you're
there's
done.
ways to still
Dude,
talk and
2
connect,
and
but when they're
6,
babies,
2 and 6. And here's the thing: I wish I could fucking freeze them because it's the best time ever. I'm gone for 7 days. When I come back, my 2-year-old. He's learning new
new
words
shit.
and
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
It's crazy.
So quick, so
Speaking
quick.
Spanish and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
It's like fuck.
Dude, this is a different level. My dad, I don't see my dad every 7 days anymore. But we went on vacation like 3 weeks ago. And while we were on vacation, my mom and my sisters went on vacation.
I love that, by the way. The boys went to Jamaica,
the
the
girls
girls
went
to Paris. It was like
You went where?
Me, my dad, and my brother went to Jamaica. My mom, and my 2 sisters went to Paris.
Oh, you guys rich. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. I can't relate at all, but yeah, that's cool.
And
wow, Jesus Christ.
And while we were there, my dad. So they left we left on a Tuesday. They left on a Friday, and they were gone for a week. We came back that Sunday. So while we were there, my dad just kind of like we're sitting at dinner. My dad's kind of staring off into the distance, and he's like, this will be the first time in 45 years I didn't see your mom for 7 days. And I was like, that's fucking weird, dude.
Do you start crying?
I didn't start crying, but I was like, dude, that's
cheering. He was like, "Let's go!"
I was like, that's a long ass.
You realize your dad's just wild as shit. He's like, let's get hookers. Let's fuck guys. I'm in, Dad.
Oh man. No, but I guess professionally I should ask you. So like, is it
Yes.
Is it this show, that show, stand up, the network, building other people's, producing? Are you still doing like fashion stuff with E? That was cool for a while.
No, it was fun. No, I'm not.
You gotta get you to the Met Gala, Poppy. We gotta get you up there.
I know, right?
The only
We were
guy
just
with the
we were
ears
just
there.
earnestly breaking down Met Gala outfits.
I love it.
We started like joking around about it.
Jared Leto always comes with the heat.
He looked like a supervillain or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
You know
what
that wasn't him.
I heard it was a doppelganger.
Yeah.
You know
What?
that was not Jared
That's
Leto.
not him.
In the metal thing?
No, it's just it's a designer who looks like him.
Like
No. You guys talking about different things.
No, we're not.
He had 2 different outfits. He had an outfit change.
Bro,
And then one.
no.
Did you see the picture of him with his twin?
No, that's not the twin. I know what you're talking about. That guy in that weird thing, which
No, that was
I'm
Leto,
the biggest
right?
Jared Leto fan. Like, dude, if I'm gonna have a bottle of wine and go gay, it's with Jared Leto. Right now. But I'm telling you, that's not him.
guy
This
the
is what people are
silver-
talking about.
Oh no.
No. That guy doesn't look like him.
They look alike.
I mean,
But that dude's famous.
But
too. That dude's
sure, that guy might be
silver-
famous.
The guy in the silver was not Jared Leto?
No.
Correct.
It's
Oh,
a
wow.
it's
Okay.
a
So he had
designer like
multiple
lookalikes.
lookalikes,
Yeah.
crazy. Which is like such a flex. To be
But the E stuff, the Bravo, when I first kind of like touch. That's so Hollywood. So I'm doing the Academy Awards, the Oscars, the Grammys, and I'm in like these dope suits. That made me realize like that I don't really fit in here because remember it'd be like Christine Cavallari and like all these people personalities. Then they had me there as the comedy relief. The thing is, like a lot of this stuff is like weird, and they're like looking up these people. And I remember when I got fired, dude, little Uzi Vert was like walking by. And they're like, "Oh my God!" And he looked ridiculous. And I start lighting him up on live air. And the producer's like, "Dude, what are you doing?" And it got back to him, and he like passed on the interview, like he did a super short interview because I was lighting him up. Really? And then I was just like, "I gotta do me, man." The Lady Gaga walks by, and they're talking about it. I feel bad for it, and I'm just being what I do, man. And then they're like, "Man, that's not what we do, dude."
See that?
That's so
and I was
weird
like, "That's what I do, though."
But particularly because like that whole red carpet segment, really, or at least I don't know if it was born of, but at least gained popularity through Joan Rivers, who was like she would light people up.
Yeah.
Like
But
that's.
At the time was that 2018, like times have changed.
That's true.
And I'm the one straight white male on the show, dressed like an asshole.
Yeah, but you can pass. You can pass.
Maybe they see this video, they'll hire you back.
You're Latino passing.
Straight white male, unless it's Harry Styles in the Hamptons. Am I right, Harry? No. But, yeah, so
you're. I can
the notes
understand
I
where
got,
they're-
I was just like, oh, this you can't put.
But what they should have done was like have a segment then with you be like normal takes from the Met Gala. You know what I mean? Like for the normal people watching who think this is ridiculous, you go.
That's
But I guess
actually
they have to
that's
suck
a
up
good
to this
idea. It's
dick,
like what
so.
people say about the Olympics, that like in the Olympic events they should have a regular person also participate, just so you can understand the difference.
But that's also
Just
what
so
they
how good
remember.
are,
They were
yeah.
doing Will Ferrell and was it Tina Fey or something doing the commentating for the Olympics? You remember that?
Yeah.
For the Winter
No, no.
Olympics.
Yeah,
It was like a side thing. You could listen to them. Listen, it's the same shit that I do with Calabas Fight Campaign, or me and Joe Rogan used to do with Fight Campaign. You can listen to the experts, where they're not comedy relief, or you can listen to us. Yep. We might talk about the fights, or we're going to talk about an octopus for 5 hours. You never know what you're going to get. But people dig both. But there's definitely a lane for it. Dude, what you guys do with Rough and Rowdy, like there's lanes for that.
They're doing Canelo this weekend.
Yeah.
That's huge, man.
Wild.
But there's lanes for that, and hopefully these suits realize that. Like some people don't want like such the stuck up.
Slowly, they're
Oh,
realizing
it's such
it,
a beast, dude.
You know what we need is people from our generation to be old enough to be like the CEOs. That's what's going to happen. When, people right now in their 30s and 40s are in their 60, 65 years old, they run ESPN, they run ABC, they run whatever. And they're like, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Whatever, that's good. Yeah, let's just have a regular guy.
Yep.
Because right now it's still... Also, I say that, and then it's like, if you drop me in right now, today, and made me a CEO for $40 million a year somewhere, I'd be like, I'm not rocking the boat.
Yeah.
Let's just go with the professionals who broadcast. Like
100%. Like
normal,
if I'm the head of Disney right now, it's me a nightmare. The shit I say, like
forget it.
Listen, as a comic, in all the years of podcasting, I've talked some shit, dude, trying to make my friends laugh. But if you take it out of context, like I can't be the next Batman because as soon as they announce it, my ugly mug's on there. All these dudes are gonna come after me.
We have a library of shit, but I got like 3 specific tweets that always make the rounds. That when
Why don't you just delete them?
I did, but they're screenshots.
Oh, you
those are deleted, bro.
I thought you were doing like, I don't delete, I stand by.
I did for a
Because guess what?
while.
I don't stand by anything I've ever said.
Yeah,
You get mad about it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm quick. I don't give a fuck.
It depends what you want, especially as a comic. Like you got to be careful getting over into that Hollywood lane. Like if you get up there, you better be fucking pretty clean, dude.
Right. But also, I think it's fun if you have the money and the fans to fall back on. Like, yeah, I'll do it. Let me give me a shot. And if I like get fired over it, like, so be it.
Agreed, but I also have friends who are, super famous, and I'll look at them like, oh, I don't want that life.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let's go get a beer, or let's go to the
Can't
cop.
do it.
They're like, I can't. I can come with my 9 security guards. I'm like, I don't want that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Let's go get a coffee, dude. What are you
That's like having like the waiter next to you. Like I hate going out, and this has been my whole life.
Stop,
it's not.
period. I hate going out.
It's not about like
I don't go out.
Like that we have some notoriety now. It's just like I hate when like a wait like I'm in the middle of a story. Why the fuck are you? And they're just doing their job. I'm not actually angry at them. But when a waiter comes over and I just shut up right away. Like no matter what I'm talking about, I'm like I stop talking
because they might be listening.
And who knows? And again, I've done that like when I was in high school. I've done that my whole life. So if I had this 9 bodyguards around me, I'd be like, well, I'm just never talking.
Yeah, because you never know.
I'm a quiet monk.
I hate. I mean. The ability to like just go get a beer or do whatever I think is vastly underrated by people. Where they're like, oh, I want to be rich, I want to be famous, and it's like,
but there's levels to it. Like you want a fan base where like you know, I always say this, like, especially my crew, like we have a following and we're in our lane, we're famous, but we're not famous. Like, most
Barstool's
people
always
aren't,
had
you know,
that.
yeah.
Some people act like if they run into us, they act like they saw the Beatles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then other people are like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, that's what you want.
But
you want
that's
to
what
have the
want
fan
as
base
long
where you
as
have a
you're-
business.
As long as you're rich.
If you're making money, yeah.
Because you gotta like fame without the money and the comfort
Nightmare.
and being able to pay for your family and shit is worthless.
Which we had for a while.
Long time.
Dude, they were like,
I mean,
they were
we're
probably
only just getting to the point where it's, you know, like kind of worth it.
There were
you know?
7 years where it was just like
it was like almost a decade.
It was like
I'm making like 65 grand, guys. What are we doing here? Leave me alone.
When people like offered to buy drinks, I had to take them up on it because I couldn't afford my own drink.
I would love that.
Dude, I want to buy you a beer. Like, please do.
Buy
'cause
five, buy 10, buy the whole night.
But also, like, you know, and it's nobody's fault, but like fans, they assume because you're on here and it's Barstool, like you're mega rich. Or even for me, when I was fighting the UFC or Fire Kid first popped
we
off.
know you're not rich if you're in the UFC
Dude,
fighting.
unless you're Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
But, you know, so people assume you're rich, and then they see you jump in a fucking Toyota Tercel. They're like, Jesus
Don't get me
Christ.
started with the cars.
Be cool, man.
No.
Be cool, man.
I right now, my car's in the shop. But even my car that's in the shop is a Hyundai. So it's not like I'm like, put the Ferrari away.
But you're not a car guy.
No, but I'm also, I should probably have better than a fucking Hyundai right now. But so while I'm dealing with these parts are coming from overseas, like there's more problems than usual.
Yeah.
So my insurance ran out on the rental car, yada yada. Long story short, my uncle's like, you can borrow a car of mine for the time being, and it's a 12-year-old Toyota Prius.
Hell yeah.
And I'm getting some stops. People are seeing me, and they're like, "Yo, KFC."
You're like,
Bro, what are they
yeesh.
paying you over
Yeah.
there? You're a 10-year-old
Yeah.
Prius.
Bro, you got a
God,
2010
dude.
Prius?
Yeah.
Yo,
2010
I used to-
Prius.
2010, I got memories of 2010 Prius.
Yeah?
2010 Prius is
Look
my
at
shit, bro.
you.
Hey, you want to go gay? Let's do it in the back of a Toyota Prius. 2010 exclusively.
Yo.
Is there anybody at Barstool who flexes a little bit? Like
On
all
the
you guys
cars?
are pretty humble. Yeah, nobody's really flashy. Like you guys wear, you know what I'm saying. Like nobody really. No, I know.
Do you know Dave?
I know Dave.
Oh, okay. I was like,
But he's always
anyone at bars.
But he's always kind of been that. I'm saying like
Yeah,
new money, new rich. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Where you're like,
well, there's
oh,
only a couple guys who have new money. We'll find out. I don't think. I mean, I will.
like there's
finally,
no guy in the office who's like, damn, Billy, where'd you get the gold chain? You know, with diamonds.
I don't think so.
No, everyone's pretty. It's really not
I
your
think
culture. It's
I
not
will,
your guys' vibe.
Next year, I finally get my equity money from Barstool, and that'll be the first time I have money. And we'll find out. But I really don't think I'll. Like, I'm not a car guy. I don't really like watches. Like, I don't know what I like sneakers. But I already. Like, I spent a lot of money on sneakers, kind of as
Those
is.
are fire.
Yeah. But like, and even like how I'd rather have like a smaller house that's like tricked out in a way with like everything.
Where you're not stressed out with a big mortgage.
Yeah, yeah. But it's all very nice on the inside.
But
and
how old are
everything.
you?
I'm 37.
37, and how old are you?
33.
Yeah, so also, like, you guys, it's not like, you know, if you're an NBA fucking draft pick
Oh, you're
where
21
you go
years
from
old.
19
Yeah,
to 20 and you're making, whatever, 400 mil, we're like, holy shit, like,
Yeah.
you're older, man.
No, for
Like,
sure.
your
I mean,
priorities
if
are different. You got
if
kids.
you were young and you got rich,
I've never wanted for anything. Like there's
Yeah.
like I never
you're not
had
a materialistic guy, nothing?
I'm super materialistic. Yeah, real fucking.
Okay, just say you never wanted.
It like, but like there's
because he
nothing.
got
There's,
it, because he had it.
there's never there's
Oh,
nothing.
yeah. Oh, I forgot.
Paris
Rich
and Jamaica,
parents,
yeah.
yeah.
There's never like
Yeah.
there's never anything like I grew up where I was like I need to have that when I get older. Not,
That's
not
because you
like-
had it, but yeah, I feel you.
to an extent, you're right to an extent. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. though. You can't help that.
Right.
I don't know who's gonna judge you off that. I mean,
Right, it's like, I'm
I
gonna
was
go
eating
live poor.
Yeah, I mean, I was eating fucking peanut butter and jelly. You're having caviar. You know, it's like that's your. Yeah, you can't control it. You're a kid.
I don't.
Who gives a
think-
fuck?
Sneakers kind of
yeah.
was that thing for me. I
What'd
mean,
you say?
Sneakers kind of was that thing for
Correct.
me. Like when I was a kid.
Me too.
It was a pair of Jordans I wanted. My mom wouldn't buy them. I couldn't afford them. And then
Yep.
when I could, but those are still sneakers. At the most, even if you buy some lavish shit, they're a couple $1,000s. I don't.
$3,000
I
at
don't
the
have
most.
anything that's. I'm not gonna go buy. I'm not a boat guy. I'm not a major car guy. I'll have nicer stuff, but I don't think
Real estate,
But I don't know.
probably?
These are famous
You're
last words.
smart.
Maybe I'll become a fucking, rich asshole. Who knows?
I think you're gonna get a necklace.
a necklace.
Yeah, I think Kevin's gonna get a necklace.
I'm not a.
I've
jewelry
always been
guy.
a necklace
I've
guy.
never
Always.
worn- I
Since-
tried
since
to
I
wear
was a kid.
watches. The only watch I wear is movement watches. But I
Well,
the wrist.
They start at $95.
no higher than 135.
Yeah.
Join the movement today. I've tried because I would love to rock like a nice Rolex, but I physically don't like having shit on my wrists and my hands. So
I tried to be a necklace guy for a little bit in high school. And then I had tits, and I still have tits, so it would like fall into my cleavage. And I was like, come on, man.
It'd fall between your double
like looking at
D's.
chicks. I'm like, ooh,
I'd be at the beach, like just kind of be like, people come by, like they wouldn't know what they were looking at. Like, oh no, that's a guy's tits. Never mind.
Were you a chubby kid?
No, just a set of tits.
Yeah, you just had tits. Yeah,
just
I've seen pictures
just
of it.
set of tits on.
Yeah.
No, I mean I wasn't like a fucking shredded.
Well, it's on
kid,
account of the steroids.
But it was.
I always say this.
Is it gyno?
I did. Yeah. I did steroids for like a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like a little Russian Winstrol for the boys, and
yeah, sure.
This guy.
Yeah.
You went PEDs for the Tough Mudder or whatever, right?
Yeah, I blew out both hamstrings. And I had some,
What'd you take?
I had some people relying on me, man. I went dark, dude. Whatever the Rock's on, I was on that. Yeah.
Do you remember that story? He tried to race his buddy Chappelle and blew out both his hamstrings. Trying to just foot race. Like
my buddy's like, dude, warm up. I'm like, you ever seen a lion warm up?
Yeah. Lion doesn't stretch before he gets his prey.
Yeah, but also I'm 38, dude.
You ever seen an old ass lion? They can't run,
bro. That's a good point. I wish somebody would have said that, dude. I haven't got out of third gear in years, dude.
Yeah.
I thought I still had it, and my body's like, oh no, buddy. It felt like a sniper went, poof, poof, dude. And then I think like 2 weeks later, I had to do that Tough Mudder. Here's the thing about the Tough Mudder. If it was just me, I'd be like, dude, yeah, both my hamstrings are blown the fuck out. Get out of here. But remember, it's called Thick Mudder. I have my own race. I have my fans come. So 500 people signed up. So if I don't, and we're selling merch and all this shit and all this marketing, and I'm signed with Rain Energy Drink. So it's like all this shit. I don't show up. So, dude, I went full Russian gymnast. I'm talking dark shit. And when I was taking
I know it's like for business and fans, not Tough Mudder, but it's funny to say I did steroids for Tough Mudder.
Yeah, I'm a maniac. I mean,
I was in first place.
Yeah, dude, I'm injecting a needle this big into my hamstring. I'm having a doctor come over. They're fucking doing all this crazy shit.
And now that's steroids like fixes the injury, or you just don't like even feel it and you just go.
As Andy Pettit said, he did it for recovery.
Right. Yeah, a little bit of
but
both.
Like an injury is different than recovery. Like, or was your
blown out
hamstrings just like back together?
It got me to the point where I could do a light jog, which I could make it through.
But I mean, when you were on fucking crutches.
I could have. First 3 days I couldn't walk. I was like, I'm
that's
fucked.
crazy.
What was the time from the blown hamstring to the Mudder?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Jesus.
I went.
Bro, steroids are dope.
Or are you all good now?
I'm all good. I ran another Tough Mudder. I ran another Tough Mudder like 2 weeks ago.
Just don't ever sprint ever again.
No, Papa. Don't at 30. There's no. Fourth, fifth gear's gone, dude. I'm like your fucking 2000 Prius. There's no. You got to keep it in that neutral, buddy.
I got a rule now. I don't leave the ground. I'm not jumping. I'm not jumping off of shit. I'm not doing. I stay on the ground.
There's no dunking. It's all like
after Tom. I was like, nope.
It's all an ego
tried
thing.
to jump, dude.
That's when I decided to stop dunking too.
Yeah. There you go. It's all an ego thing. But the problem is, and how old are you? One kid or more?
Two.
You
I
have
have a
two?
6-year-old and almost a 5-year-old.
Oh, so at 6 and 2, like my 6-year-old, he's in jiu-jitsu, so, and he has friends who their dads might have done some athletic, something like that. But even in jiu-jitsu, I don't have an ego with, I don't have anything, but he'll come in and be like, Dad, my instructor, man, he's a black belt. I'm like, yeah, he is. And he's like, do you have your black belt? I'm like, do I? Are you out of your fucking... Yeah, dude. And then, it's interesting because I've never physically been handed my black belt. I earned it in the UFC choking out Matt Mitrione, but no one ever physically gave me a black belt.
Actually have it. So he's like,
so they asked me,
Dad. No, you don't.
Yeah. So I remember my coach probably, I don't know, a year ago, Renzo Gracie called me, and then my coach in Denver called me. He's like, dude, we've had your black belt in our office for fucking 6 years. Come get it. I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'm telling dick jokes. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But then when my son came to jiu-jitsu and he's like, Dad, look at these guys. I'm like, yeah, do you know how to do these fucking guys? And then he has no idea.
I will fucking kill your instructor right now.
Yeah, I would choke out all of them, dude. But you can't do it with your son. So, but my thing is, I never want to lie to him. So he's like, you have your black belt? I'm like, no, I mean, not physically, but you have no idea what you're dealing with, dude. So
you're entering a world of pain, son.
This is a road you don't want to go down. So then he goes through the class the whole time. I'm just like, motherfucker. motherfucker. So we get in the car, and I call my coach. I'm talking to him, I don't know, 4 years or some shit like that. He texts me about my black belt. So I call him, he goes, Schaub, I go, what's up, coach? Hey, listen, you still have that black belt? He's like, dude, yeah, we've been waiting, man. You just got to come get it. I go,
You have to. You can't get mail it. They have to like be there or something.
you have to do it in
it's like a
person.
big
Because
thing.
there's like there's a
Respect
ceremony. You got to
shit.
roll with
Yeah,
all the other black belts.
Yeah.
So I go, it's still there? He goes, yeah. I go, I'll be there Friday at noon. I call my brother. I'm like, book 2 flights to fucking Denver tomorrow morning.
That's actually something. Not much is gonna get me out of bed to go travel to go pick
No,
something
never.
up, but a black belt might.
Dude, I
might
flew
be
my
it.
son down there, rolled with other black
this
belts,
now,
got my
motherfucker.
black belt. I was
Yeah.
like, there you go, you little bitch.
Should have taken it and thrown it in the trash in front of him.
Yeah.
That's what I don't even give a fuck about this, son.
What's up now, dude?
You know who else got a black belt? This kid over here.
That's right.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu?
No, I did Taekwondo until I was like 14.
Black belt. Sorry, Papa.
Black belt, kid.
Sorry, dude. You and him, same guy. I respect him as much as I respect you. That's it, dude.
That makes sense, man. That makes sense. You know what? Saying you have a black belt in Taekwondo or karate is like being like, oh, I went to college. I have a degree. Like, where'd you get yours? Harvard. Where'd you get yours? Phoenix, EDU.
I was when he first told me about that. I did not get it. And I still don't really get it. I'm like,
Black belt?
wait. I'm like, so like you got a black belt at 14, and it's the same kind of black belt other
Yeah.
people have. Like,
And I'm not. I'm sure you're badass. Listen, when it comes to Taekwondo, so in martial arts, it's like Taekwondo, Judo. You can get your black belt in around 2 years, some even a year. Jiu-jitsu, unless you're a fucking savant freak,
Wait, well, so
minimum
explain to me
10
what that
years.
means. Why? Like, just the different challenges of like different.
It's just such a commitment. Like in order to have like a legit.
But is
black
that
belt,
because like the jiu-jitsu community is just they hold it tighter? You got to do more shit.
no,
Or
like
just because
to
the type
get
of
that
fighting,
good,
or
it's
to-
gonna take that long.
Yeah.
Like to actually master the art.
So it's just a harder
Well, not even
martial
close.
art.
Yeah,
thing.
not even close. Yeah.
Because
Like,
it's just
have you ever
the
seen
different
that?
moves,
it's like a
different
creative writing
striking.
degree versus an astrophysics degree.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like in Seinfeld when fucking Kramer's
yeah.
like, man, I'm dominating in fucking
Yeah.
Taekwondo. I got my black belt.
Fury.
They come and he's just beating up kids.
Yeah.
Like, that's Taekwondo in a nutshell. Yeah. And this is coming from my dad's like a whatever.
Well, why don't we
5th-degree
settle
black
it?
belt.
Why don't we, you guys, just scrap right now? You
Yeah,
guys
I mean,
go
if I
to the
have
dressing
to,
room
man. I don't-
Pap throws the hands up.
Did you compete at all?
Oh yeah, I got my ass kicked.
You went to like a Taekwondo competition?
Competition, yeah. I made it all the way up to the championship. Made it all the way to the championship and then got my ass beaten.
And it was
So,
the
yeah,
one time you competed?
One time I competed,
Yeah.
and then I just went
And
back to.
were you allowed to kick to the head or punch to the head?
Yeah, you're allowed to do whatever.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you have headgear on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about that shit in the Olympics where that guy got shafted from the gold medal for because he kicked
For
that
knocking,
head?
yeah, it's fucking.
That to me was like put a bullet in this whole fucking this whole karate thing.
That's what did it for you? Yeah. Karate Kid did it for me, you know? When I was 4.
Karate Kid got me into it, bro. What are you talking about?
Dude,
You're above the crane kid,
Dude,
son?
you know what, man?
Fuck you.
Even as a kid, because I grew up, my favorite movie ever was Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
So my dad was like, "Oh, if you guys like this," and my dad, again, he's like a 5th-degree black belt, Taekwondo, karate, all that shit, and he's like, "You guys need to do. If you're into this, you're gonna like Taekwondo." So me and my brother are like, "Oh hell yeah!" I'm gonna be like fucking Frank Dukes, fucking dudes up. Well, you sign up and you punching like this, blocking shots like this. I'm like, this is some bullshit, Dad. I don't want to do this, man. Where's the Frank Duke shit? I'm trying to fuck people up, man. Where's the nut shots? Yeah.
I was watching Joe List's new special the other day, and
he's great.
And he was talking about he does MMA now, and
Dude, every fucking comic's doing MMA. All you guys trying to
he's talking about when he his first class or whatever, and he's telling the guy when he punches to like twist his hand, he's like,
Yeah.
like you're pouring tea.
Yeah.
And Joe goes, I feel like you don't tell it like that to everybody.
This guy, you look like a tea guy. You look like a tea party kind of guy.
You just feel super gay. All right, there we
Like you're
go.
pouring
Yeah. Is that what you? Yeah. Is that what you told
That's what he said, he
Bruno
said.
over there? Yeah. That's hilarious.
So the special you shot in Dallas, right?
Shot in Dallas, yep. But with my crew, Thick Boy crew, shot, edited, Original music from Little Browse, who's
That was cool.
Yeah.
That intro's dope.
Yeah, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a better intro than we had. We did our show the other in I don't know, last month, 2 months ago. We had a live show in Boston.
It's not quite our intro. It was like
Yeah,
our opening act, if you
It
will.
was so we
was
had
March.
it was March. Yeah, 'cause it was St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day
You
weekend
did where?
in
Boston?
Boston.
Yeah,
Right,
Wilbur?
at the Wilbur. And we were like, it'd be sick to have a bagpiper. Do like because
Back it up, because originally what we wanted while people were sitting, we wanted it to be like
A show.
fucking show.
Hell yeah.
Like acrobats.
I
and
dig
shit.
that. Yeah.
And then, we're lazy plus budget. We were just like, never mind. But we did whittle it down to this TikToker who plays the bagpipes. So
she's unbelievable.
Yeah,
She's great.
Yeah.
She's great. It just wasn't really a perfect fit for our crowd.
I was under the impression she was gonna play like popular music over the fucking loud, the speakers, and then like
What's a bagpipe?
Put him
You
in
know,
there.
it's a bagpipe. You can only do so much with a bagpipe.
Yeah,
That didn't
So it was for the half hour lead into
30
our
minutes.
comedy show
Where people
was
like-
a cop's funeral.
Yeah, where people are like,
it was
just 30 full minutes of and she would like pace back and forth.
in the audience is like,
this
and they were
dark,
just walking down
dude.
the aisle.
they're like, did an Irish Boston cop pass away?
yeah. And, like every now and then I'd like catch an ear and I'd be like, oh, that's like the Game of Thrones theme song. Okay, cool. And then I would hear her be like, give me a request, and someone would mention a Taylor Swift song, and she would do it for a second. So it was like she tried her best.
She
Not
was
what you were
great. It
thinking.
was
Left her out to
not.
dry,
Yeah, it was
dog.
not
That's
her
a tough
fault.
gig
It
for
was,
her.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But
Hey,
what was funny was
come
this-
in front of these savages and play your lame bagpipe.
But you know what's funny? As the Savages, so we had a 7 o'clock show and a 10 o'clock show. Friday of St. Patrick's Day weekend, March Madness
Love
weekend,
it.
the whole 9. 7 o'clock show was fine. 10 o'clock show, they were like, more bagpipes. They're all fucked up. You're like, this is
Bro,
awesome.
dude, I would say that. So at the Wilbur, which I have the same thing, early show, late show. Boston at that late show, when you get out, Boston's the fucking purge, dude.
Yeah.
You walk out there, you're like, holy, why is a car on fire? Dude? And why are there bagpipes playing? It's like,
We had a guy apparently come from the balcony down to the front table, sat down with a table of dudes, ordered a round of tequila shots on their tab, ripped the tequila, puked into a cup, got up and left. It was that. I mean,
MVP, man.
It was
MVP.
madness in the crowd, dude.
you guys had fun though. Do you
Yeah, it was
on those live shows? It's you guys doing this podcast, or is it like a performance? Of
It's this, but just ratcheted up a little bit, like,
ramped up more.
Like a good
entertainment.
example.
Do you have a screen behind you?
Yeah.
So we play, I feel this way. I think he's a little more calm. I'm super nervous going into every show, and I'm like,
You
we
should
don't
be.
have anything
You should
planned.
be.
We don't have anything ready. And then like
You don't have an outline?
we do, but I'm always like, it's not enough. And then seemingly
It always ends
every
up being too
time-
much.
Yeah, like that. So our last one was in Zany's a couple weeks ago.
In Nashville.
Yeah. Johnny Depp video came out the same day. The Mike Tyson thing on the plane happened that same day. So all of a sudden we had those two
bunch of
videos.
stuff.
Yeah. And so and that ended up being our end. And then so
So how long was the show?
we do like an hour 15. And
Not
we
terrible.
do like
I
it
thought you
was-
were gonna say 2 hours. I'm like,
No,
2 hours.
no. I mean,
usually,
listen, we
usually a
could
little out.
do-
Usually like an hour 30.
We
but
found
then
that it drags after. We've done a long show where
People's
people are kinda
attention span,
yeah,
like, you can
they're
feel-
texting,
you can
especially-
feel it. You can feel it.
Especially
going.
our crowd.
And
starts
how long
to
have you
break
been
and
doing
they-
it?
We've done live shows in 2016 it was, but like one a year, special events.
Once you start doing more,
Recently,
you'll
once
know.
a month.
Yeah.
We've been doing once a month now for like the last year or so. Where, like,
You'll know, man. Like
we
when
know.
you do
You
those
did
late
a
shows,
real
like
tonal shift.
like in my like
late shows, I'm even thinking about 2 shows are almost
a lot.
especially because what we're doing when you're a comic, you have a routine, and you know when the laughs are going to be, you know when the punchline's going to be. When we're just having a conversation, it's like it's going to be funny, but it might not be laugh out loud funny for 10 minutes or what, So I feel like one good show, I'd rather sell it out. One good show.
Leave 'em
maybe the next
wanting
day,
more.
maybe-
Leave 'em
yeah,
wanting more, yeah.
But 2 back to back, especially a lot of our fans stay, and then they're hearing the same conversation twice.
That's
but when
tough.
you feel that like
There's nothing worse.
there's an energy where it changes, where it's like they're talking to each other, they're texting, they're not listening.
They're just not into it,
Yeah.
but it's like this weird kind of trance. Like if you're doing live performance, especially stand up, you're basically like a lion tamer at the zoo. Like, dude, you let them get out of control and not pay attention,
over.
it's you've lost them. So especially with those late shows, like sometimes the first 15 minutes, it's going well, and they can feel the energy. They're just like, especially on a
Even-
late show Friday when they've been at work all day, and I'll know
they're
bits that
drunk.
crush everywhere. crush. And when I get to it, it doesn't crush. I'm like, oh, this is. Yeah, but then I've been doing it so long. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cut this, and I'll shorten the show automatically.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, are you like, fuck it? You guys are locked in. We locked the doors.
I'm like, that's my time. 10 minutes.
See you, dude.
10 minutes.
We had a guy, a good example. Like we kind of make it like a spectacle too. We had a guy tweet us right before we went on stage. He said, "I got a buddy here next to me. I'm in the balcony or like the top row, whatever it was. Who says he could put 7 pretzel bites in his mouth at once." In like whatever pretzel bites they serve at the place.
Sure.
So I was like, prove it. Let's go. We got him up on stage. We opened the show with him, and it was like wild. The crowd.
People were
he was like
it.
4.
He was a showman.
5.
Yeah.
He's like,
Thank God.
6?
Right.
I'm standing on a chair. I was like, man, we should have closed with this. This was electric. But
It's hard to follow.
You get shit like that.
Like, all right, bring out the bagpipe, girl. You just set her up for failure nonstop.
Yeah, we were like, so, yesterday this funny story happened to me. Like, bring back the pretzel eater.
Did you call the bagpipe lady? We're like, hey, you interested in doing it? She's like, no, I'm getting death threats, motherfucker. This isn't worth the $200 at the Wilbur, man.
She was so nice. Like again, like it was whatever didn't work was not her fault.
No,
not at all. She just set up for failure.
What are you guys even thinking?
Right.
Why did you do this? Crazy.
I'm surprised she didn't leave after the first show. Like they're gonna try and put me on the second one. I'm not. Doing that.
Did she come the back and was she like, okay, well, we had no
Yeah,
show?
she was cool. She hung out a little bit.
Was she older?
No.
she's
She was young.
younger.
She was a hot chick. That's part of, I think she's got a ton of followers. She's very cute, plays the bagpipes, and
Man, what a unicorn, because you don't see young girls playing the bagpipe.
I mean, truly a unicorn. Like, I would have told you that does not exist.
Great.
Like,
It says purely fat men with swollen livers is who plays the bagpipe.
It's such an old art.
Are you like
speak
a
Latin too? I remember the bagpipe. What the fuck?
You speak Latin.
It's like being a black belt in Taekwondo.
How much Latin can you speak?
None, dude.
You can't even say like a.
I can't even say.
But like I took Spanish. I could
No,
tell you a
I
couple
can do.
words.
Some
You took
Spanish.
Latin?
I took Latin.
What a waste of time.
What a waste.
I mean,
of
the
time,
most.
But it ended up being fucking awesome because I took it like. I don't know. I took it like one of those fucking dumb things, like it'll get ready for the SATs kind of shit. But I was a freshman in high school, and then high school I transferred to. That was when I was in public school, and I transferred to a boarding school later where Latin was a mandatory subject you had to take. But because I'd already taken it, I didn't have to take it at a school that actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Like I took it at the public school, like no one gave a shit. It was like, here, y'all get C's.
Where was this at?
The public school is in Massachusetts. The boarding school is in Rhode Island.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Latin, Jesus Christ.
It was
This
not
guy's-
fun.
Dude, I'm teaching
This
my.
guy's royalty over here.
Kiss the ring. Sir Feidelberg over here.
Jesus Christ.
I'm teaching my kid to do like some math, and I'm realizing that I'm teaching them like the old way of doing it, like the antiquated, obsolete shit, like because they do this new math or whatever.
But also, there's calculator, like math.
Well, yeah.
We could focus on other shit,
Can
man.
kick it.
Like
Kick
we
it.
have phones. What are you talking about?
That-
Like, you had similar age. You remember the TI-83, the Texas Instrument?
Oh yeah.
That thing
That
was
thing.
lit.
That thing could. Like,
I played video games on
they,
there.
They send people
Bro,
to the moon on those things.
I was too dumb to figure out how to play video games on it. I was too dumb to figure out how to play video games on that. I was too dumb to figure out how to cheat on that. I know a lot of people cheated with it too.
You could enter. You could write.
Yeah. No, I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nuts. But like
People
now,
how'd you do on that test? I was like, terrible. Like, you didn't just put it all in the calculator? Like, I didn't know how to.
like now with math, like with kids, it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Man,
why
focus
even
on some
bother?
other shit.
Yeah.
It is because, dude, that's something that, and I get that in some sense. Because
I mean, you
I'm
do have to know how to like add some numbers.
not really.
When's the last time you had?
Because I barely do, and I get
When's the
away
last time you had to
fine.
do it?
There is look, literally the only time I ever do it is tips, and I take out my calculator for that.
Or you just
they'll be like,
give
move
it-
the decimal one. No,
No, it has it on the receipt now.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
says
but-
18%, 20. Like, yeah, say less.
Something to note: they don't. That I'd add a couple bucks to that because they don't. That's the tip without tax. They tip off tax on that, which is
Crazy.
crazy.
They fuck themselves.
Yeah, well, but it's the company. They'd
like
rather.
allow-
It's the right. It's not
yeah.
it's not the waiter who puts that in.
That's fucked
so
up.
it kind of fuck. So whenever I do that, I add a couple of bucks on it.
Another thing, so math, and also, listen, my kid's only 6, so he's in kindergarten. I don't know if they're going to go down this route, but like cursive writing.
That's crazy.
Hey, dude, I pay way too much money at this fucking private school for cursive writing.
Cursive writing didn't matter for like us. Like
Barely.
it
I had to
definitely doesn't
write
matter for them.
essays and shit.
They
but
should be
now,
teaching them legitimately. Like, learn how to fucking
Well, my son's in
iPad.
kindergarten, and one of the, I think 3 days a week, they do computer programming.
Yeah.
I'm like, God
Really?
damn,
That's
you got a
like
big
that.
brain on you.
Dude,
dude.
my kid picked up a Nintendo Switch and is playing Minecraft and shit, and like I can't. I played video games growing up. I loved Nintendo
I know.
64. I was one of those kids.
Different animal,
And I
dude.
used to be able to like pick up any controller on any station and play whatever.
Figure it out.
And now I'm like, he's like, can you do this? Can you help me, Dad? I'm like, I can't do
Yeah.
it. And then within a couple of weeks, he's hitting both the L's and the R's. He's moving his head while he's moving the body. He scrolls through all the things he has in his backpack to pull out a fucking bow and arrow. He's 4.
The problem is
Fucking
now, too,
4.
like when I was a kid, my dad would be like, hey, you going to be a loser that lives with your dad all your life and play video games? I'm like, yeah, good point. I better get outside and play football. Now I tell
I'm
my
like,
kid, I'm
yo.
like, hey, dumbass, you just can play video games all night? He's like, bitch, do you know Ninja? I make
Get paid more
$40
than
million
you,
a
Dad.
year, you broke
I'm like,
bitch.
son, put down the homework and go play video
Yeah.
games.
Shouldn't you
We
be
gotta
playing
pay
video
rent over
games?
here. God damn.
Start a
man.
YouTube channel, little bastard. Get on TikTok.
I mean, but that's the blueprint, right? Thick Boy Networks. Thick Boy Studios or Networks? What is it?
Thick Boy Studios. Yeah, network seems a little. Take it easy.
Are you gonna? Well, that's why I ask. I guess it's
What?
not really a network yet. Are you gonna try to like have other talent under you and shit?
See
Like,
that's where it is a
kind of a
network because I
Barstool,
do
like-
have I'm like a fucking Alley Cat version Barstool because we do have other shows on the network like Chappelle Lacey has his own show, Chappelle's World, Mark Harley has his own show, we have this other young fitness guy has his own show, so those are in the network, and I have really so many like UFC fighters have reached out who are starting podcasts that want to come under the Thick Boy Network, so it's balancing that and trying to figure it out.
Water it down.
When you build the network, are you thinking of covering other topics, or are you just like?
No, I would love to.
Are you just like this guy's funny, this person's funny? They get a show.
If they're a talent, I'm
They're
in.
talent, yeah.
We'll figure it out.
It doesn't matter any kind
no,
of topic.
I think because with Finding the Kid and King this thing, we cover everything. And then my stuff with like Food Truck Diary and the Shop Show, like that's so fight heavy. But you get a mix of everything. And now my comedy special's on there, so you're hoping to be honest, it's like with Barstool, like yeah, you guys cover sports, but there's comedy and there's this shit, and so I'm down for whatever, man.
We did have that for a while. I feel like we were trying to branch out and do like cover everything. And then I feel like now we don't anymore. We're like I don't think we have a basketball or a baseball show.
Oh, Barstool as a whole or us? Yeah.
No, Barstool as a whole.
No,
But you guys have football. You have that hockey show, right?
Yeah,
And
football and hockey. Hockey, I mean, those guys are a monster. Spittin' Chicklets is taking
Are they?
over the-
Yeah.
They have. I mean, they just had Wayne Gretzky on the podcast. It's like
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
Paul Bissonnette is like the Pat McAfee of hockey. Like monster personality. Everybody loves him. He now works on TNT. He's kind of like the Charles Barkley of hockey.
That's amazing, man.
And he's like,
I love
yucking it up with
and I
fucking
love to
Wayne
see it,
Gretzky.
dude.
Yeah.
I fucking love to see it.
But what's funny, and those guys know it, and I've talked to them, and I think they know it. They're better when they're not talking about hockey. The same way I think you're better when you're not talking about fighting.
Yes.
Like when you're just talking about funny shit, and then
Yep.
because you get the non-sports fans and you get girls involved, old people, young people.
Agree.
And it's like talk about just funny shit where I don't really want to hear about, sometimes I want to hear about the X's and O's of fighting.
Kind of, but yeah, it's
not
a
in
fine line because also like with my Calabasas fight campaign, and that came from Joe Rogan, Brian Callen, Eddie Bravo, and I would do that. It was my favorite show to do. Then Joe moved to Austin, and I called him. I was like, dude, the one thing I missed out of everything we've ever done together was the fight command. Those were the best. I didn't realize it, but that was the best time of my life. He's like, I agree, man. I go, I'll fly to Austin, dude. We'll figure out the fights that you're not working. I'll fly to Austin. He's like, dude, I love you. I'm just too busy, man. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, no,
it's on, I'm on Spotify. Like, it's just not what I do. He's like, why don't you do it? And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, dude, do what the fuck you want. That's your show. And I was like, say less.
Yeah.
So we started Calabasas Fight Companion. But that's tough. Like, we'll have Chris on there and, Jeff Dye and all these guys and then some fighters. It's a fine line of like covering the fights, talking about the fights, and then just having fun. Like some people are like, I need more X's and O's.
Yeah, we get the.
I need
the
more.
fight, dude. The fight crowd, MMA
Bro,
crowd.
they got so mad at me the other day.
Why?
Dude, so
For
there's
nothing.
this guy, he's a security guard at MSG. This is going to be hard to explain, but we have this guy here, Stu Feiner. He's a maniac, older guy, had this huge party this weekend.
He was the original like call 1-800 to get gambling picks back in like the 80s and 90s.
Like, you ever seen-
What's he do here? What's his
gambling.
gambling. He does
You ever
the same
seen Two for the
gambling
Money?
show?
Yeah.
You know the show the movie Two for the Money
Yeah.
with McConaughey?
about him.
That's about Stu Feiner.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Does he look like Matthew McConaughey?
He's Pacino.
No, sir.
Right? He's Pacino.
Oh, he's
in that?
Pacino.
But
Okay.
he does not look like a movie star.
Yeah.
Love you, Stu.
But anyway,
I figured that. Though,
But he's this larger than life personality that everybody knows, including this one security guard.
and so Dave tweeted a picture of the security guard the other night at the Serrano fight. And he's like, this guy just asked me about Stu. And I quote tweeted because Kevin and I went to the MSG UFC card. And I was like, this was our security guard too. And I said the Covington versus Nagano fight. and I meant Covington versus Usman.
Oh.
But people were fucking. Like, and they're
got the
still
wrong
in my
name,
mentions.
and
Like,
they went
they're like, "Are you an idiot? Are you the dumbest fucking guy alive? Do you know what a weight class is?" I was like, "Dude,
Jesus Christ,
I
man.
casually like UFC. I'm not a huge like.
I mean, if anything, it's a little racist, but other than that, like, you're not standing at a
Bradford
stage.
guy.
It's not racist. They look. The guy was the only guy I know. The guy, I saw Jackass Forever. I was like, "That's the guy I saw fight."
Yeah.
I'm with that crowd does that, man. It's like,
But remember why that crowd
casual,
does that.
right?
Remember that crowd. I don't mean to interrupt you. The reason why the crowd does that, like, remember MMA started online, like Sherdog, like they're the forum kids. So that fan base is the best,
internet,
and then also very toxic.
yeah.
There's no middle ground.
Right.
You're either
Like
the
all
best
fan bases,
or the
though.
worst.
No,
Like
it's
all-
true.
Not really. Like,
But like soccer and hockey and some of the lesser popular fight sports are always like so mad. Like, why do you watch the NBA? The NBA sucks. You
Yeah.
should watch this. And then when you do watch it and talk about it and maybe get something wrong or maybe you have a casual opinion, they're like, fucking get out of here. Don't watch my sport. It's
yeah.
like, well, what,
you don't know
what do you
shit
want?
about this. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, all right.
Yeah,
You're right. You
sure.
told me to watch it
Yeah, I'm
last
not
week.
Kevin
I watched it.
McHale. I don't fucking know, dude. Yeah, I watched the game, man. I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
But I think most sports fans, we've kind of talked about this before too. We're like, guys, historically have like teased women for watching reality TV. We're like, oh, how do you care about this? I think that's what guys like the most about sports. It's not the X's and O's. It's the storylines and the drama behind.
It's
like
a male soap opera. That's
exactly.
that's why WWE's so big.
right.
And
then
in like the big prize fights, the McGregor fights and shit, it's all like, oh, did you hear what he said about
There's
his wife?
it's
leading
a
up
story.
to it?
It's a reality
you know,
show.
And then we'll watch the fight, but there's got to be all the juicy, salacious gossip, which is like Kim K and all that shit.
And that's
then
the best
Harvard.
thing. Like that build up, that reality show, which it basically is to your point, like that build up makes people buy the fight. It's very rare that fight lives up to all
hype.
that hype.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like, oh, where? Because like WWE.
Because
Yeah,
everyone
you watch
can talk
it,
about the
holy
drama
shit.
of it. Not very, 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 very few people can talk about the X's and O's of it. Like there's, I mean, that's a 1% maybe.
Correct.
Right.
Oh, I mean, that's probably the rarest thing.
That's like
actual analysts who know what they're talking about.
We were at the
He
Super
don't
Bowl.
even
I barely know.
Dude,
I fake it.
We were at the Super Bowl in Minnesota, and we were out with some CBS producers and some of my friends who worked for CBS, and they were asking about our podcast. And they're like, "Do you guys talk about sports?" And we're like, "We kind of, we touch on it, but like not like you guys do. Like, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about with like X's and O's of football." And these are the producers of like whatever they call it on whatever the NFL Sunday show is, and they go, "Just so you know, neither does anyone talking about it." Like,
Yeah,
Nobody knows what
they
they're
play
doing.
college
Producers in
football.
there,
They don't
yeah.
know fucking NFL football. It's
No,
a completely
yeah.
different sport at that
Yep.
stage.
Yeah, but I did this Super Bowl show. It was on Thick Boy Network, but also I think like Verizon and Mike Tyson's thing. So this is the most Hollywood story I have for you. Originally, the boys from Bustin' with the Boys were going to come out and do the Super Bowl companion with me. I was going to do a Super Bowl
really?
companion at Thick Boy. Me and Will are super close. So we talk every week, right? So he was going to come out and do the Super Bowl fight companion at Thick Boy in Calabasas. And then they were playing out. They're giving me shit. They're playing it. Then I get this offer from Verizon, Mike Tyson's team, like, hey, we would love to do the Super Bowl companion, but we want it with Mike Tyson and Daniel Cormier and Brandon Marshall, and it's gonna be at Lenny Kravitz's house. It's Verizon, all this shit.
It's Mad Libs.
And we
Just
can
insert names.
dude, and we can broadcast on Thick Boy, but it also has to be on Verizon, Mike Tyson's channel. I'm like, yeah, say less. And then you go, and we're also gonna pay you this much to do it. And I was like, oh, man, Will and Taylor are banking on this. So I call them like, hey, fellas. And they're like, you son of a bitch, man. They gave me shit when I went on there. But I did that until that point. Like, I played college football, had a, I literally peeked behind the curtains in the NFL with the Buffalo Bills. But I don't know NFL football, man. Like, I don't know X's and O's. But I was the host of it. I was the one that had to keep it moving, throw to commercials, do all the ad reads, and make sure I teed people up. And you realize, like, everyone's full of shit. So it's like, DC, he's a football fan.
Right.
Right.
You don't know football.
don't
Brandon
need
Marshall,
to-
he knows like what the receiver's feeling like.
Right.
But, he's drinking tequila, getting wild, and then Mike Tyson's there on shrooms having fun. So it's like, dude,
That is a goddamn circus.
Dude, I was so
That
stressed.
sounds like a dream. I had the craziest dream, man. I was at the Super Bowl with Mike Tyson, Brandon Marshall. Like that's just throw the names out there,
Nutsos,
man.
dude.
That,
Nutsos.
but yeah, and people just they don't even you can ask them a question and they'll be like, yeah, that is interesting. But but the receivers and they just pivot to what they do know.
Yeah, I mean,
if you don't even have to answer the questions
like
or talk about what the topic is, you just as long as you say it professional and Nobody.
Yeah,
fucking
I think if
cares.
you had like, like fucking Saban on or some shit like that, he would know what the fuck he's talking about.
And it would be
those guys
so
also so boring.
It would be so boring. It would be crazy.
That's
If you
why
had
when I
Bill
listen to Boomer
Belichick,
Esiason when he talks, like I know he knows what he's talking about, but he also knows how to just like not be boring about it and talk about the other storylines. Everybody who seems to know the X's and O's just talks X's and O's.
Right.
And the people who don't have the information when you can nobody
when you
wants to
can
hear the
blend
X's and
it.
O's.
But that's what my favorite is. Tony Romo. Because
I'm sick of him though.
No, I agree. He got paid so much money, but my favorite thing about Tony Romo is he spoils everything because you don't know what's going to happen every play. But this motherfucker knows football so well. He'll look at the defense and then be like, oh, they're gonna.
predicts it,
He goes,
right?
they're gonna throw a slant route, and they throw it like, dude, I don't need to know this shit,
You are
man.
paying attention to how many times he doesn't get it though.
Really?
Yeah,
Because
he does.
when he does do it, it's a home run, and people are like, "Oh, did you see that?" And then there'll be like 5 in a row where it's just like, "Nope, that's not."
Oh,
what happened."
you're a glass half empty guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to KFC Radio. We're finally getting here.
Oh, you guys are haters. Okay.
Of course he's great.
I actually think I would be interested to see the breakdown because and that's actually kind of goes to what we were talking about earlier with like the different style broadcasts. Like once the Manicast happened, that's all I watch. I don't watch.
Really?
I don't watch. I love the Manicast. I think Peyton and Eli are fucking hilarious, and I think Peyton hits at a higher rate than Tony Romo does at predicting. The play.
Agreed. The problem is it's on Zoom.
I agree. Yeah.
Who the fuck does I do 3 Zooms?
How come those two brothers don't get together?
I guess because pandemic.
I
Maybe.
think they want to set a precedent, being like,
You
dude,
don't have to be.
Yeah, like we don't because like
They want the
guess what?
least
We don't
work-
need the fucking money.
No,
boys.
they want the least work
Right,
possible.
right.
So, like, I mean, if you want to set up my living room, I'll do it real quick.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I agree. They're good.
I don't need a job.
There's
man.
definitely a better way to do it, though.
To me, I wouldn't even be thinking about the money. Like to me, the same reason I don't want to do this podcast over Zoom is
Right.
like it's a better product.
I refuse to, man.
Yeah.
Like in the pandemic, it was like, well, this is what it is, man. Like I refuse to do Zoom
was
because
so bad.
I can't. I need to feel the
And-
vibes.
And,
have a
what sucks is
conversation.
now that it's ending, celebrities have felt like, well, now we can do Zoom, and it's like, come on.
Oh,
back
then
to the
you
old,
ain't coming on,
And
bro.
to me, I mean, it's like if I couldn't get you any other way, if I'm talking to Mike Tyson or somebody huge, all right, but I'm not doing just like the average Joe on Zoom. 'cause
No, I hate
sucks.
it. I absolutely hate it, man.
We got used to it, and then we thought we got used to it, and then as soon as it was gone, I was like, no, never mind.
Yeah, we thought we got used to it. Then we did an in-person guest and went back to a Zoom. Like, oh
It's
fuck,
so
Never
much
fucking
better.
mind, yeah.
But like this Zoom and this culture, like people want to stay at home now, and they're in their fucking sweats, and they're like, "No, I'm more productive." I'm like, "No, you're just lazy, bitch."
Right.
Like,
Yo, stop
pandemic's over, man. Let's
attacking
get
me,
going,
bro.
dude.
Easy, okay?
That's
Easy.
you.
No, we had a business meeting the other day, and somebody said, "Oh, you guys look like you're back in the office with the background." And we were like, "Yeah, we've been back for a while now. We went back early."
Yeah,
and we
bro,
go,
we
we
July
go-
2020, we were back.
So we said,
Good for you.
We said we were back since July 2020. He goes, "Oh, coming up on a year." I was like,
Yeah,
Two years.
we stopped. We were out for like 3 months, and then we came back.
Because my own studio and everything, I never stopped. Never
You
stopped.
just kept
Didn't
going
take
'cause
any
you have your
time
own-
off. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And it was probably fine, right? People got it here and there, but it was.
I
never
mean,
like
I've
a
had all
problem.
3 variants.
Yeah.
I've
I've only had the one. I only got the Omicron.
once.
I've had name one, Delta, Omicron. This new one I had.
You had the new one already?
I had the original
Oh, man,
COVID-19.
bro, you're getting that
one.
first edition shit.
What's that new shit?
The new one that was like it kind of
There's
just
one after Omicron.
Yeah,
it's a variant
There's
of it.
one like right now.
Also known as the flu. But the thing is people are gonna hate that. But the thing is I've had all 3. So my antibodies, dude, I'll lick your asshole right now. I don't give a fuck,
Bro.
dude. I'm telling you, I can do whatever I want. I'll lick the fucking subway. I'm like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, man. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Man.
Yeah, and none of it really, and again, to each their own. It fucked a lot of people up, man, and some people passed away, and I get all that. But for me as an individual, I was fine, man. I toured all through the pandemic and all like that. And
Did you?
I'm super blessed, but I did wear your mask when you have to. I did it, and I got all 3 variants.
Yeah. Yeah, I
and
mean-
brought it home. And it's a nightmare. It's a
Dude,
nightmare.
I
So
brought
what
it.
you're saying is you were absolutely wildly reckless and got everybody sick.
Yeah.
when I went to when I got Omicron, I went to me and my friends have like this weekend. We get away.
Where do you go, Nantucket or something?
Martha's Vineyard, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
You knew.
Yeah, no, I know. No, I knew this. Yeah, no, I'm proud of you, man. I don't listen. Don't let them shame you for being rich as shit, man. Own that shit, man. You didn't earn it, but you did. You were born into it. Yeah.
And it's just like we go in the winter intentionally, so there's no one there, and we just get to fucking get drunk in the house.
Yeah.
And this is the first year ever like that. Some of my friends had kids and shit like that. So I showed up late. because I was coming from New York.
Yeah,
they were
paint the
all-
picture. I bet the diversity is great. I bet it's like Mexicans, blacks, Asians. Am I right on that? Or let me get
the United Nations up there.
or is it a Trump rally during a snowstorm?
It's not a Trump rally, but everyone is white.
and everyone's too comfortable with the N-word around each other. Yeah,
We did watch Shane Gillis on that weekend.
There you go.
I was like, this guy's funny.
yeah, he's the best. The best.
But the second day, I was like, I got a little scratch in my throat, and I thought it was because I put on a sweater for the first time in a while,
Yeah,
and I got
he
sweater
has this
throat.
idea that he has. Have you ever heard of sweater throat?
Sweater throat's a thing, man.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
When
when
you
you
get
put on
your
a
sweaters out of the closet from like the past season, that you get a sore throat.
That's a rich thing.
It's because
That's a rich
it's
thing.
your winter clothes have been put away. They got a little dusty, so when you put them on now, you get a little scratch.
Oh, that's such a rich thing. No, he's like, man, you ever break out in hives when your Rolex
Rolex
doesn't
on.
fit right? No.
It's called the Lamborghini flu. When you start driving around, you get a
Hey
little
man,
ear
you ever,
infection.
in the winter, you ever take a break from a Lamborghini and then you start getting like a blister on your lip? Like, I think you have herpes, dude.
So you're right. It turned out to be Omicron, and I gave it to everybody. And it
Really?
was like,
Yeah.
My
That
friend's like-
shit's so
my-
contagious.
My friend's like, dude, we have our kids here. Why did you just come? And I was like,
You didn't know.
It was actually I was one time I was responsible. I did get tested before I went to make sure, and I just got a false.
It's all
negative,
dice.
I
Like
guess.
when I first got it, same thing. I was like, because I do rogue nicotine. I go through a can a day, and I was flying back from San Antonio. I remember I was doing a show, and I was in the green room, and it was packed. There's people everywhere. And this is the height of fucking COVID-19. Everyone's scared. You know, the purge is happening. There's lockdowns. Like it's Russia. Fucking crazy. I was we're in the green room, and it's wild. And I just looked at my buddy, my open. I go, we're definitely in COVID, dude. Look at this shit. Joking around. I'm flying back on the plane, and I ran out of my nicotine, which I never do. I always have this fanny pack, like,
like you're
like
a
a
frat
Harry
pledge.
Styles. Like a Harry Styles. So without the dress. So I'm in the fucking. I ran out of nicotine, and the flight from San Antonio to California. About halfway through, I'm like, oh man, I feel terrible. I'm like, what the fuck? I feel awful. I'm like, oh, it's because I don't have my nicotine. That's why, dude.
Going through withdrawals.
So I get home, I rush to the fucking 7-Eleven, buy my nicotine, put it in. I'm like, oh, I still feel terrible.
ain't working,
But
yeah.
even then, I'm like, dude, you went too long. These are withdrawals. You're an addict. 3 days later, I'm pounding the nicotine, dude.
This is crazier than sweater throat.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is some real garbage shit, man. Yeah, so I keep pounding the nicotine, and then finally, I put it in. I can't taste it. I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? And then I was like, oh, fuck, I got COVID, dude. I can't taste or smell anything. And
You're
so,
having a bowl of nicotine and eating
Dude,
tobacco.
dude, here's the thing. This
I
is how
got
you know.
3 patches on my neck.
Yeah. Put an IV of nicotine. Dude, that's how you know I'm fat at heart. I still, even though I couldn't taste or smell the food, I still ate fat. I'm getting queso burritos.
I remember thinking
pizzas.
I wish
Dude.
that happened to me. And we do a lot of Answer the Internet. We're gonna go do it in a minute.
All right.
Where one of them is about like if you lose the sense of taste, and I'm like, I would love that because then I would eat healthy and it wouldn't matter. But I know so many people when they lost their taste for this, they were like, I kept trying to taste something.
I got fatter,
so I would
dude.
get the ice cream, and then I would get the cake, and then I can't even taste the brownies. I can't even, and they just kept eating more and more and more. So you got fat.
I don't really have a sense of taste. I can taste things. It's not like I don't taste things, but I always say that my taste is my sense of taste is not as strong as other people's. It can't.
Why?
be. 'Cause I don't know. It just can't be.
Since you were a kid?
Because I just don't love food the way people love food. I kind of am more of like, it's just fuel kind of deal.
Then why aren't you shredded?
This is my point. It doesn't matter. It's just like
Well, okay.
It's
all
the
right.
looks
This
of
is
it?
one of the things.
It's the
he
looks
says.
of it. It's
He's-
the ease of
But
it.
you also eat a shit ton of Sour Patch Kids and candy and
Yeah.
chocolate and stuff.
That's addiction to sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
and
so
I
you
feel
don't
that.
taste those?
I mean, I taste it. Like I said, I taste them. I'm not arguing. I have no taste. I taste them.
Just not
But
like other people.
It's. I don't think my sense of taste.
Bro,
is
you
like
ready
other
for a cheat code? Yeah, this is a cheat code with sugar because you're talking about a real sugar addict. Like
true-
my parents were like,
a true sugar
whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna eat a pack of Dunkaroos every day. They're like, that makes sense. Eat the whole box, dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
say less.
Yeah.
So I had all the cavities. So now at 38, I haven't been in dentist, I don't know,
Dude,
15 years.
You want to talk about cavities real quick? Sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I was born, my baby teeth didn't have enamel on them, and I had the sugar addiction even then. So I would regularly have to get my teeth ripped out of my fucking head
You're a
by
dirtball.
by
You're a dirtball from birth.
Like I'd have to go to a specialist, and they'd have to just get a wrench and just rip my
Dude,
fucking tooth
how are
out.
you not Jeffrey Dahmer at this?
He
age?
is
Yo.
though. He is. You
Yo.
are like you're. He's like so close to being a serial killer.
Yeah,
like-
this is another one of those
I
stories.
actually I'd like to ask.
He says these things every couple weeks, and I'm like,
You know this. I've
you
said
used to get
this.
your teeth ripped out. No,
Ripped.
Did
I went
you
to
know
a.
that?
I went
Did
to
you
a.
guys know this one?
I went
No.
to a specialist.
This is a new one. You
A
used to get,
special dentist in Bridgewater, Mass.
Never
I think.
told this
Where
one.
they'd rip your
Like,
teeth
of
out?
course you're a fucking
I mean, they
depressed sociopath.
They
You
numb
got
me
teeth
up.
ripped out of your head when you were a
But
kid.
It would just always like I was like a young kid, and they just like strap me down and just rip teeth out of my head.
Oh my
Sometimes
god!
people
Hey,
like-
hey, hold on! You need to hear this, man. I am so sorry. Hey, hold on.
It's not your fault.
Have you gotten to therapy?
It's not your fault.
Have you ever gotten to therapy?
You've been molested 5 times.
Joke or no?
No.
Really?
It's fucking gray areas.
Like babysitters have made him
I'll
watch
tell you,
porn,
Gray.
Teachers have rubbed him. And
Give
like,
it to me. I'll tell you right now. That's a new game. Was I molested or not?
It's not like
It's
you
like
know,
it's like no one
teachers
touched
touching
me.
you.
Teachers would touch me and
Touch you where?
Like just like in class, like they come rub earlobes, big earlobes. They'd like come behind me. Like it was my science teacher.
So
in
they're not
middle
like
school.
sucking dick, but if a
My computer
teacher is
science
rubbing,
teacher.
if
You
I,
rub on your
saw,
back?
if I saw a teacher doing this to a little kid, I'd be like, "You're molesting."
I'd beat
him.
his ass.
Yeah. So enough that you would have.
But
an outrage.
also, like a little back rub, like ear
Not
thing.
too bad,
It
dude.
feels good.
And he was older.
Yeah, he was an old guy. He had real hairy ears, though. If I find out he's dead for sure, I'll say his
Okay,
name.
real quick. The audience have heard this one, but you're a father now, right? I've heard you
Yes.
talk about your kid. You raise him. You're hands on.
Correct.
Right, especially sports and everything. A man, an old man, used to come out of the woods. He had lived in a house next to like a forest, basically, a wooded area. He came out of the woods.
Is this him or you?
Him.
Okay.
A friend of mine. No, it's him. Come out of the woods, knock on the door, and be like, "Can John come out and play catch?"
How old is this guy?
Old, mind you, he had a cane. He was a portly fit gentleman with. He actually looked very much like Ben Franklin.
Okay.
He was
Benjamin
a portly
Franklin.
gentleman with a cane
Terrifying.
who was balding up top and had a long ponytail. And
okay.
then. And he was also my baseball coach, so he would wear his jersey to come knock on my door.
No kid on the team.
Played on the Minnesota
Baseball
Twins.
coach with not a child on the team.
We were twins. Fall River played up.
What's the question?
So he.
Hold on. What's it?
he
Hold
used
on.
to Ask John.
I've seen First 48 way too many times.
So
Case
his
solved.
mom is like, "John Henry, come on out and play catch. Have a catch with this guy." His father comes home from work and sees what's going on. He's like, "The fuck is going on here? Like,
Yeah.
get off my property, honey.
Yeah.
Why are you letting John play catch?"
It wasn't the first time we'd played catch. We'd played a couple of catches before
Catch those nuts in your mouth, dude. What?
Then he got like fucked
And
in
you
the
think
woods and
that's
he blocked
normal?
it out.
Yeah, you might have blocked it out, but
I don't remember.
and you didn't have
I
teeth.
don't remember it.
And you don't have teeth. That's a fucking pedophile's dream,
Was the
dude.
guy you played catch with ripping your teeth out? It's
Holy-
all
The only
I
one
saw
that's
an
for
old
sure
man
was,
in a jersey.
Yeah, dude, he rocked the Minnesota Twins jersey everywhere.
Like,
everywhere.
that man.
Oh, bro, that get.
But it wasn't a Minnesota Twins jersey. It was our Little League team. Our not Little League T-ball team.
Even creepier.
Yeah,
I didn't know that part. That's
yeah.
weird.
Oh yeah. No,
I matched the little boys.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like an official Twins jersey. It was just our, kind of like the BP jerseys they wear.
yeah.
No, I
It
get
was
it.
kind of one
I
of
get
those
it.
type
Look,
deals.
I mean,
You need BetterHelp.com promo code Schaub. I mean, daily,
The worst one was the babysitter. That was the closest to an actual
The
molestation.
babysitter was
What
not
babysitter
making him
did?
watch porn.
She made me watch porn with her all the time.
which is
How-
kinda
how old
like
were you?
cool, but
I
like
was
not.
young, but she was hot. It was one of those where I was like, "This is fucking dope."
That's the thing.
but it
That's
is-
just, it's not. Like, we can all as guys be like, "Oh, your hot babysitter made you watch porn." Cool. When you're like too young, that's fucking.
It was-
how? Give me the age here.
Let's say 9.
Too young.
too young. If you,
I was
you
gonna
saw
say
your
9
son
to
watching
11. I was gonna
porn
say
with-
9 to 11. Does not the
Oh,
11
you.
That's still too young, man.
I'd be on your current events, but I see Schaub got
You
arrested.
killed
Man,
the
look at his
fucking
mugshot,
babysitter.
man. He looks
Yeah.
hot, dude. He's gonna thrive in prison, man. He's finally gonna be able to fuck all those guys and not be judged.
I coached my son's little league game this past weekend. It's not even a game; it's so young. But as I'm like, there's girls on the team, there's little boys on the team. They get a hit. I'm like, high five? Can I? I don't.
You're not slapping asses anymore.
and like one kid, like a couple kids really can't swing the bat, so I'm trying to do that thing where you're
behind them,
do it,
yeah.
and I'm like, can I even do it? I can't believe I'm even worrying about this. 'cause
You
it's-
shouldn't
it's
be
so-
though,
I
man.
know.
Don't let that shit
But
get
I'm like,
to you.
there's some
But also
parent
help
gonna be
the
like,
kids
stop
out.
touching my daughter.
Yeah, yeah, but no, you got molested, my man.
But anyway,
Yeah.
you got,
But long story short, you got molested, buddy.
dude,
Yeah.
that's,
And
you
you
said that the exact way fucking Rude Jude said it.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin told us
Got
to Rude Jude
molested,
once, and
dog.
Rude Jude goes, you got molested, dog.
I mean, this is a no-brainer.
Open and shut.
And then, and then the trauma from getting your teeth ripped out.
It's crazy.
Again, how are you not fucking Richard Ramirez at this point, dude? God bless you.
He gets it out on the podcast. It could be way worse.
Maybe.
If you think about it,
Maybe.
I'm like
We don't
the
know.
fucking. The way I act is a blessing to the world.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah,
I,
you seem-
I
you're a
have
nice guy.
excuses to act way worse than how I am.
You don't have
crazy
any,
you weren't
you don't
a
have
school
any
shooter.
anger issues or anything?
None. Well, yeah, I
I mean,
snap.
he's wildly depressed.
I
You have depression?
I have pretty significant depression, but like,
I'm sorry, man.
Anger like is that I'll snap occasionally.
Hot
but-
temper.
Do you take medication? You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. You take
No,
medication?
I don't.
Really?
I have tried it and I didn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, it makes you not funny, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't say not funny. It just makes me not fun.
Yeah, like
I
life
didn't-
is like gray.
I didn't really care for it. I did it like very briefly.
Are you married?
No.
You're single?
Yeah. What is that?
We gotta do some work, my man. I don't know what the health benefits are at Barstool, but
It's actually pretty good.
I'm
hear.
worried about you, man. Yeah.
No,
I know we don't know
this
each
is
other,
This is
but
our therapy. I think we get it all out.
I
That's not
agree.
an excuse, but it's
No,
like
I
it's not
agree.
therapy. We need real help.
you might want
But-
to talk to somebody, and not the two of us. Yeah. I mean, because I was like, it's not a big deal, dude. I get my teeth ripped out when I was a kid every day.
I mean, it wasn't by a fucking guy in an alley.
And
Like,
then
I
the guy,
went
then the guy
to
that
a
looked like
dentist.
Ben Franklin with a jersey on would touch my wiener. But listen, bro.
We gotta make another cartoon.
Bro, that's not even the fucking tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, it gets.
Things get
more?
worse as I get older. This is some mix of like the Andrea Doria with also like Charlie Kelly.
Yeah.
There's more. Let's be honest. There's more abuse in your life.
Yo, buddy.
Bro, the worst of it has probably happened in the last year. Let's wrap up on that note.
Let's fucking
move
finish
on.
this show.
Let's go do Answer the Internet. eh?
God, how are you normal, dude?
I'm
You're such a nice
I
guy,
actually
man.
am pretty normal.
No,
I'm gonna give myself a little credit.
Trust
I'm
me,
pretty
Bubba.
normal.
I'm in comedy, so I can feel darkness. And
Oh, there's darkness.
there's real dark, and I can
this room is
trust me. I can feel it. Like, my radar for that darkness. Yeah, man.
That's the nicest thing someone's ever said to me.
Yeah, I'm grateful that I don't suffer from it. Thank fucking God. I probably should. And when CT kicks in, I'm sure I'll have it. So enjoy me right now. About 4 years to do this. So, but you
Get it
need
in,
help.
bro.
Hey, bottom line is you need help, man. And it ain't from me and Kevin here.
All right, let's
Thank
go.
God you
let's-
turned out normal, dude.
Yeah.
Let's
normal
go
enough.
to Answer the Internet, but we got Thick Boy Studios is the YouTube.
YouTube's just Thick Boy, the special, the Gringo Poppy's on there. It's 30 minutes of me lighting up my Latin family. And self-shot, obviously wrote myself. My team edited it, shot it, everything, all self-made, man. So go check it out right now.
And then you got all the other shows, or what? Where are we
Everything
at right
else,
now?
everything on Thick Boy, and then King the Sting in the Wing with Chris D'Elia, Theo Vaughn. You got Fighting the Cure with Brian Callen. You got Food Truck Diaries on there.
crazy.
You got all sorts of
Hardest
shit. And then
working man in the game.
Thanks, brother. And then I'm on tour this weekend. I'm in Charlotte, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Whole new hour. It's the Trash Panda tour. Whole new hour. And then I'm in Philly after that.
Beautiful, man.
Right.
Yep. Appreciate you guys, man.
Thank you, brother.
Let's go get you help.
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be fast. So that's it.